All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Average Overlanders podcast. I am Jared.
And I'm Ben.
And today we have Sam from Deadman Offroad joining us. I think we tried to get you on a while back, but you're a busy guy.
Yeah,
Popular guy.
Popular.
that's a little bit my fault, but this is not close. This was quite a drive to get up here. But
we appreciate
I'm glad
that.
we're finally doing it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we've been talking about this for, it's been 4 or 5 months now, right?
Oh yeah, probably longer than that. Cause we'd run into you at Rigs and Brews and stuff all the time, and events and all that, and
Totally.
yeah, and then
We know a lot of the same people. We run in the same circles.
circle basically. So yeah.
Yeah, Allie Venture is a common connection too.
Oh yeah,
I think she's the first one that introduced us, actually.
could have been. Yeah,
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think so. We'll give her
we'll give
credit.
her credit.
Yeah,
We'll give her credit for it. Why
Even though
not?
she doesn't listen here
Yeah.
anymore. Hopefully she's listening.
She got better stuff to do than talk to
She's
us
got
anymore.
nursing things going on,
school, and, real life.
Dude, she's pretty amazing, right? Like, she's...
Oh, yeah.
To watch, I mean, just what she posts is impressive, I think, to see that singular focus on that change of career for her.
Yeah.
And
Getting after it.
Totally. And she's killing it too, right? Like the most recent thing I saw that she posted, she scored like a 99 on some test.
Yeah.
So funny story. I pay her for A's like I'm her dad. So
Daddy Ben.
it's like $5 an A. So she'll hit me up and then because the whole thing how it started was like she made a comment about like my mom pays me for my grades or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You're not kidding.
Oh no, I'm dead
you're serious.
And so like she'll post an A and then all of a sudden she'll get a Venmo for like $5.
Oh my God.
And then she goes, "Thanks, Daddy." Or actually, I think she says "Dad," not "Daddy."
Yeah,
It's a little bit different.
yeah,
That's a little different.
Mike might get upset with that one.
Yeah, no, Mike's cool.
Okay, so
He's flatbed Tundra.
Yeah.
I was
Tundra
gonna
guy.
say she's in the Tundra circle now. You're in the Tundra
I'm a
circle
Tundra.
since we talked.
I'm in a
Welcome.
mini
Thank you.
circle.
Yeah, you're over there in your own circle.
Yeah, that's right.
Crabbing in circles by yourself.
That's right.
So yeah, congratulations and welcome
you.
to the worst gas mileage ever.
Oh yeah, it's been
He was a Land Rover guy.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a shock.
Okay.
It's kind of just
There's a lateral move.
Lateral move.
Lateral
Yeah.
move. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm just a little bit bigger, so the pinstriping's come a little easier. But other than that,
It is a rad truck, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And,
No, I've been stoked having it.
I gotta admit. So what year is it?
2014.
Okay. So when I left, the day I went to go buy mine, I was leaving the house to buy a black truck.
Oh, really?
I left and I'd searched and searched for a cement one. So the thing that's kind of unique about my truck is I have the 6-seater. So I have the bench in front. And the face you're making is the same face I get all the time. Like if I go to Tundras to Sedona or some Tundras meetup, they're like, I didn't know they made that.
Yeah.
They make a 6-seater. It's super rare, but I wanted a 6-seater in black. I was told there's only one in all of California, and turns out it was a certain dealership in San Diego County that wasn't being totally truthful.
They
come
just
on
wanted
down.
to
We
get you
got
in
it
the door.
here.
100%.
Yeah.
Apparently, I look like a sucker. And they were like, well, we can get it for you, and it's in Redding, and it'll cost you $1,000.
So you don't have it, is what you're trying to say.
Next thing I know, yeah, right.
I'll just drive to
So
Redding.
it doesn't
Fuck
exist,
off.
does it? Yeah. Turns out it's in Vegas. But I started looking, and I'd been looking as far as, because the 6-seater, so I have a family of 6, right? And my wife said, don't come home with a truck that doesn't fit all of our kids. We're not leaving one at home. Like,
Hey, there's a jump seat in the back.
Yeah. It wasn't an option, right? So I searched as far as Denver, Salt Lake City, Vegas, Phoenix. I was searching dealerships.
You're dead set on that.
100%. I was so committed to getting that. And I was told that the black, there was one in California. Well, as a last-ditch effort, I figured LA would be more expensive. I was thinking a bigger market, you'd run into more expensive vehicles.
Yeah.
That was my logic, at least.
Not for Tundras, though. Can't fit them.
True, yeah.
So I reached out to Longo, just through their online. I think they had one that was pretty close to what I wanted, but it wasn't quite. And the way the trim packages worked at that time, this is super screwy. If you wanted the 6-seat, you couldn't have the 38-gallon fuel tank. So you tell me how those two are related.
Well,
knowing where the
you got that extra butt in the seat that just weighs too much, so you got to have a smaller fuel
there's
tank.
no correlation there, right?
Gross vehicle weight, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So they put the thing, you know how it is, right? They put the features you want in a package with a bunch of features you don't want.
It's called
right?
margin.
So, yeah, exactly. So anyway, so I was last ditch effort. I was kind of in contact with somebody at Longo they're up in, I don't even know where in LA they are.
Yeah, they're
Like
in LA County.
Duarte or something.
I don't
even know if that's how you say that town.
Duarte. I don't know.
And I reach out to them and I noticed they had a 6-seater in cement gray. And the lady goes, we actually have 6 of them. Do you want to come up and check them out? And I'm like, 6-seater, you have 6 of those in your back lot. She's like, we are the number, I think they might be the biggest volume Toyota dealer in the US, if not the world. Like they make some claim like that.
It's pretty big.
I'm sure.
They move a lot of Toyotas, right?
Yeah.
Sure enough. I mean, I was taking a heck of a gamble. I was looking to trade in. So I had an SR5 8-foot bed, 2014.
Dang.
I went from the 8-foot to the 5.5. Talk about a change. I didn't stop at the 6.5. I went straight from 8-foot to 5.5.
Did you just have like the crew cab or the?
Yeah, so I had the what they call the double cab. So anyways, go all the way up to LA and they had that truck, but only in cement gray. And that's when I saw it. I went up there not convinced. I really wanted the black truck. I was like, I'm going to hit a couple other dealers on the way home. I'm not going to make this dealership feel special like I drove 100 miles just for their truck.
Yeah.
Because then they got you, right? Then they got you.
Oh, you're already here. Yeah.
So, and I went up and I saw the cement gray and I was sold on that. But black is what I set out for. Like I, at some point, wanted that pretty much the truck you have, dude. That's...
Most people want the cement gray.
I'm
over
surprised
black.
because the cement gray and the quicksand are like
I'm parked right next to another cement gray
the
taco here
right
on your
down the street. Yeah.
I don't know. I was all about it at first. I feel like it became pretty common.
Well, yeah, me and Jess actually had a joke. Like every day I guarantee we'll see a cement taco every single day. And every single, like literally as soon as I leave my neighborhood, I'm like, oh, there's a cement taco driving.
Yes.
Yeah, like every day I see at least one.
I know. And
it's almost too common because of the cool color though.
Right. So the other two colors that, so white is obviously super common.
Yeah.
And then the magnetic gray metallic, they call it MGM.
Okay. Yeah.
Super common as well. That's kind of that charcoal. But I feel like cement has maybe surpassed that as far as how common it is.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I see a cement
It's pretty
truck.
popular.
I like the cement gray.
It still looks rad, but
I do
they're
like it.
very common. It's nice to be different.
Yeah.
get it.
I know a couple of people calling it Bondo gray now too. Like it's very flat, like a primer color.
Yeah.
Like, all right, fair enough. But it's awesome. It's
Could be
grown
like
on
battleship gray.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
But when you eliminate the chrome, I think it looks really good.
Yeah, black it out a little bit.
That was high on the list for me, was to get rid of chrome as soon as possible.
Yeah, I can't
'cause
stand
it's,
chrome.
And that used to be what you like wanted.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s.
I
Want that bling?
had a 65 Mustang and like, chrome everything on that thing. Chrome bumpers, chrome.
Well, they're
Chrome
talking
wheels.
about outlawing like chrome in the automotive
in
world
California,
anyways.
yeah, you're not allowed.
serious?
Yeah, because of the chemicals
The chroming
and
process.
it's for
Prop
Causes
65 has gotten rid of chrome? Is
Yeah,
that what it is?
basically.
Or is chrome bad for the environment?
Yeah. It causes
It
cancer.
causes cancer. It's been known to the
Everything
state of
causes
California
cancer.
to cause cancer. And cement gray as well.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Yeah.
It got quiet because I don't have words.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm dead serious. There's like a whole thing about it. Like I get like these like sign this petition and blah blah blah. Save the aftermarket automotive community.
Oh, they're freaking out.
And this
Everybody's
isn't like
chrome.
being underwritten by Plastidip or anything.
No.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, the bill was written
And the
by.
chrome.
Yeah.
Jeez. Wow.
They're all just going to move out. All your customization is going to go to Vegas or something or Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
I
come.
feel it. I mean, that and lawnmower repair shops, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Gas
Gone.
mowers are going to be a thing of the past.
Yeah. It's already banned. Like I used to own a landscaping company, and we couldn't do any kind of gas powered leaf blower, nothing. It all had to be electric.
I got to admit, I feel bad for the people that's going to affect, right? Like you're kind of...
Yeah. I mean,
They
that's
already like I have a gardener. He doesn't make a ton of money and he works his butt off.
Oh yeah.
And it's like he is gonna have to switch all his equipment.
Yeah. It's not cheap.
So-
It's expensive. Adds up, but
Yeah.
California.
I mean, but hey, you know, California, got to pay the cost to be the boss. You know what I'm saying?
Get that carbon neutral.
Oh,
So,
cement
yeah,
gray.
anyway.
Welcome 6-seater.
Yes.
Welcome to the
gas
Tundra world, though.
guzzling vehicles
Yeah,
that we
but-
have.
They should outlaw Tundras. That's what they need to do.
They're the problem.
Yeah. You
But
get
it's-
8
it's a
miles
good-
per gallon.
It's a good truck, man. I'm hoping you have.
I love that thing.
You've already done some cool stuff to it, and it was pretty well set up when you got it, which is rad.
Yeah, that helped a lot.
Dude, when I first saw that thing, I was like, how long has he owned that? Because it looks pretty ready to go.
Yeah, no, it came out the box, man, pretty much.
Shake and
Sliders,
bake.
high clearance bumper.
Yeah.
Are you on 37s?
37s? Yeah. Well, like,
Gas tank though.
oh yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So you got the bigger gas tank then?
I have the 26. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
trade-off. If you
That's
want
what
the
I had with
6-seater, you have the 26.
Yeah.
Did you get the 38?
No, I had the
no.
26, but I pulled it and put the Long Range America 47.
Where are you going to register your vehicle? Because
California.
You're not passing.
I'm in I'm in Nevada.
Montana.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No,
Arizona.
we are in Nevada. Yeah.
Well, no, I just don't drive the vehicle in California because that's why I told them to install it.
Interesting.
Because I wasn't even allowed to have it installed if it was.
Yeah, I reached out to them and they said, we'll certainly send it to Carson City and you can go meet your gas tank there.
Yeah, that's what it was. I had to have it sent to a shop because they wouldn't send it to me directly because it's not California legal to have a gas tank. What the?
I don't know how it works, man. I don't understand.
California.
Yeah. And I'm sure you guys know a lot of people like I do that are registering in other places.
Oh yeah.
Oh
you have
yeah.
to.
Oh my gosh, the number of South Dakota plates all of a sudden. Well, turns out you pay.
In Montana, my
Yeah.
buddy has his Tundra, same generation as yours. He put a supercharger on it. It's got like 700 some odd horsepower in his Tundra, and he's on 37s and everything. He's got his thing in Montana.
What did he pay? $100 for what, 5 years of
Yeah,
registration?
exactly.
Yeah, it was like $20 to like register per year.
Versus
And we're paying 500.
Yeah,
500 a year.
Because he also had his Ferrari that he had all straight piped and like all this other crazy stuff, and he could definitely not drive it in California, but man, he did.
Yeah.
I need to know this guy. He's got a Ferrari and a Tundra.
We're hanging out with the wrong people now.
Yeah.
I'll show you some videos later. He's a really cool guy. His name's Justin, and he's got a nice Tundra too.
That is pretty rad.
Yeah,
Supercharger. Yeah. That'd be,
yeah, it screams.
dude.
Yeah,
That's the thing. It's such a great platform, though, right? Like, and there's got to be. I mean, how many millions of that engine have been built?
Oh, the 5.7's bulletproof.
Dude, that's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
go
proven.
forever.
It's
Yeah.
proven, and I love that about it. I've only got about 75,000 miles on mine. I don't
Really?
It's a 2018 though.
Okay,
I
that's
don't.
true.
I'm thinking yours. You might. I'm guessing what twice that, right? On
Yeah,
2014.
I think I had like 115.
But I mean, I'm sure if it ran any less than 300, I'd be disappointed.
Oh yeah, no,
Those things are
hopefully
It's not a Toyota then.
Yeah.
right. You remember all those commercials back in the day
Yeah.
when they'd have all the people like hold up with a
Well, we
cardboard
were talking
sign
about
or something?
Yeah.
we were talking about remaking that commercial because all of our friends have like more than 200,000 miles on their Toyotas,
Dude, you totally
Forerunners, like everything.
and then do the oh what a feeling and jump.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. A little heel kick. Yeah.
Hey,
I love that though. There's guys out there posting those old commercials
yeah.
occasionally on
I
social
love
media.
it.
I love that too. Like,
love it.
I think-
Nostalgic.
Eric did in his third gen Forerunner just did the 200,000 mile club.
Oh, I thought he's
Or no,
300.
300,000. I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got the little sticker and he like pulled over and took a picture when he
Third
got
gen
it.
Forerunner.
Yeah.
third gen would be what, like 2000
His a 2000 or 2002, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
up through about 2008.
96 to 2002.
For somebody that's got a Chevy in the driveway, you know some Toyota generation.
I've had a couple
That's-
Toyota Forerunners. I've had a 96 Limited with a factory rear locker. I've had the V8 2003.
Right on.
The first one that came out, it was black.
So my I have a senior in high school and she's driving a 2004, which I think is no,
That's a-
2005, which is a fourth gen.
Yep, it's fourth
Okay.
gen.
Yeah.
And I've got plans for that thing. My son and I both. So she's 18, she's talking college. My son, who's 13, is kind of doing
Eyeballing
this.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, Dad, we go solid axle with that thing.
Oh, really? All right.
minimum 40s, and I'm like,
yeah.
really? Like,
You got a job, right, son?
yeah. Hey, no, how much is that paper route paying you? man?
No, you need to teach him to weld. Send him
start
to
building
some welding classes,
Yeah.
and then have him build all your cool shit.
Fab Zone or whatever. Yeah.
Talent, yeah. it's-
School of Fab. That's what it was back in the day.
Hey, I mean, are they doing auto shop anywhere anymore? Honest to God.
I heard they're kind of bringing it back. So
I
are
hope
they?
so.
Yeah,
Good.
Our
Like-
buddy Rory, who came on the podcast, he actually used to work with SEMA and do a lot of the early company stuff, and he's very involved in the community. And he was talking about go ahead.
Rory that does the Olaf events.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my buddy Rory.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, long story short, he was, involved in the community, and they're really trying to bring auto shop back to the schools and
As they should.
all that kind of stuff.
All the
yeah.
trades, right? Like,
Yeah.
why? I don't know. I hate to get political, but
Yeah.
like, they're drilling kids still that like college is the only way to happiness, and it bugs me to no end because
well, that's their moneymaker. You get a loan and
Go to debt.
it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear because trades, I think, is where it's at. I wish more high schools were doing stuff like auto shop, wood shop, metal shop, whatever. Like, let's get those skills back out there.
And you know what? For anybody listening, and I know Justin will probably be mad, he doesn't have his college degree. He learned a trade, and guess what?
Killing it.
Driving a Ferrari.
Right. Straight pipe.
Yeah. I just went into, I needed a job when I couldn't do college. So I just went into the trades. Same thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm driving a Tundra. Fuck.
Hey, you have a great podcast table, man. You got a house, you know? No, college is important.
No,
but that's like
it's
for
not
certain.
everything.
It's not the
It's not for
only way,
everybody.
though.
Yeah,
not everybody
I'm
functions
still
that way.
hearing that being preached to my kids, and it kind of bugs me. I thought we were past that. I thought we acknowledged
They're
that, like,
still pushing it, but
You know what I grew up on? These books. They're called Choose Your Own Adventure.
yes.
I love those books.
Turns out life is quite similar.
It's quite similar. And sometimes you end up dying and you're like, wait, the story's not over. Damn, time out.
yeah. Shit.
Sorry, that was very dark. Sorry, that's the way my mind's working right now.
Oh shit. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. No, I mean the trades are important. I mean, because who do you think is going to fix your power lines when a storm comes through? You know,
I
things
feel like we're
that.
already
So,
seeing it though. Like
yeah.
I'm hearing some stories of like, I don't know, plumbers and whatnot that are kind of making crazy demands. And it's like, because they know that there's not a ton of other guys out there and it's getting consolidated in these huge companies, right? That are charging.
Conglomerates,
Yeah. I mean, you're paying $200 by the time they even show up at the front door and they haven't even diagnosed the problem.
Yeah, because they're consolidating the electricians, the plumbers, and a few others. I think it was, I forgot what it was. Like, it's
HVAC
crazy
and all that.
Yeah, HVAC. Yeah. So they're like, oh, we do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One stop shop, Walmart,
Yeah. Basically.
or just become YouTube certified.
I'm a YouTube
yourself.
Okay.
I'm a YouTube certified mechanic. That's for
Okay,
sure.
but if we're going to project that like to today's high schoolers, that's
There
a
you go.
legitimate career choice for so many kids right
dude,
now.
it's
Like, what do you want to
crazy.
do when you grow up? I want to be an influencer.
they all want to be influencers or YouTubers.
No, I meant
or-
like YouTube certified. Like learn how to do it on YouTube. There's so many tutorials.
My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's
Okay.
that too. There is that too. I'm in marketing.
YouTube
and there's a lot of
certified?
that. Yeah,
Really?
YouTube certified
you can say that
mechanic.
really?
Yeah,
No.
it's a joke.
Oh, my
You're
God.
not getting it in the mail. Yeah. I got it hanging on my wall. at
Okay,
my
listen.
office.
So I had a.
I watch very little TV, so you can mess with me very easily.
I
Like,
watch very little TV too, but my point is that I learned how to do my whole front end rebuild on my Tacoma, my first gen Tacoma.
Oh yeah.
I rebuilt all the ball joints, tie rod ends, everything, all from YouTube.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how I fix everything. I don't know how to do
YouTube
anything,
certified mechanic. That's me.
Yeah.
Got it.
It used to be you get your what was that the book the
Chilton.
Chilton's book.
Yes.
And that now it's just like I sit out in my driveway with I'm like fuck, where's my tablet? And I like sit there trying to figure out like how do I pull this off? Okay.
Zooming in because people are
Yeah.
so shitty with their videos. You're like
Yeah.
trying to find what he's doing.
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, this guy sucks. Next video.
Yeah. I spent a lot of this past weekend trying to diagnose and repair my garage door opener.
Oh.
It's a new home, 5-year-old garage door opener, and it's already, I don't know, giving me fits. I don't know. One day it decided to stop opening, and I get on YouTube, and man, everybody has
Everything.
deputized themselves as an expert. And,
Oh, everyone's an expert on the internet,
everyone-
dude.
and they've all got the same thing. They're like, well, just clean the lenses on the little laser
Oh,
thing
yeah.
that shoots
Yeah.
across. Come on, dude.
Thanks,
Like,
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already thought of that before I even went to
And,
YouTube.
yeah,
Like-
and he has a 6-minute like intro just to
Yes.
get to that one point where he tells you
100%.
something you already know.
Yeah.
You're like,
And-
God damn it.
He probably got
I
10,
just wasted 6 minutes
Yeah.
of my life. Yeah.
he got 5 million views on that too.
Yes.
All suckers.
He made $5,000 off that video
Yeah,
last
he has
year.
the Amazon link in the bio, dude.
Yeah.
Just buy his
Yeah.
shit.
But serious though, as far as car maintenance, it's crazy. It is game changing. So many things now.
Yeah.
You just jump on there, and the chances are, I mean, yeah, they're trying to sell you something at the end. They're trying to sell you the part that you're replacing, but there's a lot of very reliable stuff out there, and it's helped me more than a few times.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I really appreciate that actually. So
Oh yeah.
it's a double edged sword. There's a
One
lot
of
of
the-
noise
it really
out
is.
there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
one
idiots,
of
but
the
there's a lot of
actual benefits. To
If you
the
find a
internet.
good channel though, you find like there's certain mechanic guys that do really, really good stuff for very specific vehicles.
Right.
You find that one person and you just follow them.
yeah.
yeah,
so.
lock them in and be like, yeah.
Yeah. So back to the Tundra. You have the bench seat. Now, I just want to know, does your lady, when you're riding together, do you pull the whole 1950s arm around the,
Sitting
come a
in the
little closer,
middle.
baby?
Yeah.
Knowing that she will likely not hear this.
Yeah.
Fair.
Happened once.
Oh.
On the way home from a wedding.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
No, she's got her place over there.
Yeah, her spot.
Way the heck over there.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's like way over there. Yeah.
But it's actually, the reality is, it's kind of funny. We put all this effort to getting the 6-seater, and the number of times 6 of us have been in that
I've
truck.
actually been.
But the one time you need it.
It was there.
Okay, so we were naive. Early on, we did a road trip up to Oregon and back. There's a lake that we went to just south of Medford when I was a kid. It's pretty cool, actually. And I'll throw this one out there. There's a lot of trails I won't reveal, but I'll throw this campground out there because I love how close it is to I-5.
Oh,
I'm from
okay.
NorCal, so I say I-5. I don't say the 5.
Oh, yeah.
But I love how close it is to I-5. It's called Cottage Grove Lake, and it's just outside of the town of Cottage Grove, south of Medford, about 30 to 45 minutes. It is a surprisingly cool campground. It's Army Corps of Engineers, so it's not an Oregon State Park. It's not federal. It's not national forest or anything. It's Army Corps of Engineers, so it's a little different.
Interesting.
Technically, it's dry, which it's amazing. The supply of red Solo cups there is unbelievable. Anyway, so
BYOB.
we towed a 30-foot travel trailer. It was my in-laws' travel trailer. The 6 of us in this truck. I think round trip, it ended up being 2,300 miles.
Oh.
The 6 of us in this truck. And by the time, it turns out the person in the front in the center and the person in the back, sitting bitch.
Yeah.
That is uncomfortable.
They were
we
over
were,
it.
yeah. It's amazing though. So my kids were kind of young at the time. I think I might have had a 7-year-old at that time.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking bladders. I'm thinking, oh man, we're driving as far as we can in between.
That's the dad in you.
And and trying to sink the bladders.
Not stopping for nobody.
Yes, exactly. Hold it.
We all gotta go. Yeah.
Turns out it's that damn 26-gallon fuel tank that was the limiting factor. We were stopping more often to refuel because we're towing that dang travel trailer 8 miles to the gallon.
I'd say you're getting like maybe like 300 miles.
So the 5.7 is the limiting factor.
That's the thing. The 7-year-old bladder was outlasting the 26-gallon fuel tank, and that is disturbing.
That's pretty rough.
It kind of sucks, man. So I'm jealous. You got a 46 now.
Yeah.
Long range America. Right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome, right? Doesn't that kind of have a skid built into it, or it's reinforced in a way that you're not going to have to?
You can, it kind of sucks. I mean, it sticks down maybe about an inch below the frame rail.
Okay.
So I mean, that's probably going to hit before anything.
Hopefully, you're not laying frame.
But dude, I mean, with that camper in the the you're not.
No, I'm not.
Your days of doing 80 over the whoops are probably behind you, right?
I'm not
I mean, give me a break.
Mobbing too much, and I mean,
he got rid of the Ford Ranger a long time ago.
yeah, exactly.
Is that what that was for?
Yeah, exactly. I know. I mean, but like we were doing like Rattlesnake Canyon. I dropped on the sliders a few times on boulders and stuff like that. So I'm just like a little worried I'll hit that. But it seems pretty stout. It's pretty thick metal and stuff like that. So I thought about doing
I haven't seen anybody on the side of the trail like with a puddle that they can't explain.
Yeah. I think it should be all right. I thought about doing like a skid plate underneath it or something just for extra protection, but nah. I'll just take it easy.
Roll the
I'll just
dice,
go slow.
Baby. It's just gasoline.
Yeah, come on.
Ride or die.
Live dirty.
I got to
If
say
it starts
though,
leaking, I just got to haul ass off the trail. I got 40 gallons left.
Yeah.
okay, so have you figured out that it says 26 gallons, but it tells you it's empty at 20, right?
Yeah, I had to do the math because it's not, because the float didn't change. Yeah. So the gauge didn't change, and it's longer, not taller.
Okay.
So when it sinks, it's at, it'll be like, oh yeah, you got a half a tank. Well, you got plenty, or it'll tell you, hey, being your light goes on, you're on empty, and you only got 20 gallons left, you actually probably have 40.
Right.
So basically, I just kind of double it, whatever it is.
Like I was on empty coming here, like Checkpoint Charlie here up on the hill. The Border Patrol checkpoint.
Yeah.
Whatever the official name of that is, I've always called it Checkpoint
I like Checkpoint Charlie.
I like that.
Right? We'll roll with that.
Yeah.
From there, I was on empty, and I'm confident I can get back there, probably home on empty.
Really?
Because it's got 6 gallons left, and even at 10 miles.
6 times 8 or 6 times
10. I'm fine. I've got pictures where I've put 24 gallons in. That's as low as I've ever gone. I've never
really
gotten all 26.
You think you're on empty, you go and it'll only take so much. Yeah.
So when it goes to
It'll
empty, I set my
while.
trip odometer at empty, and then I know it's my counter. I've got 60.
I think I've actually done that too. I think I've like at that same checkpoint got all the way home on empty with the light on and everything.
It's downhill.
Yeah. I'll test it. Yeah. I'll just keep a rotopack in there just in case.
A rotopack.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
Man.
So, I mean,
That was one of the nice things though. Like we did a trip through Arizona and like I'm used to driving the Land Rover and it's a little ass gas tank, and he wants more, go for it. And I would have to pull over all the fucking time. Yeah. I was like, fuck, dude, hey guys, I gotta pull over again, And now like we went like people are pulling over. I'm like, no, I'm still good. I got over a half a tank. I'm fucking fine.
That's usually me in my Colorado because I get decent gas mileage.
Gas. Yeah, help yourself.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Which one is it?
Brothers Bond. Yeah,
Brothers Bond.
Yep. Am I an amateur if I don't get a?
No.
Just pour it right.
We won't judge you.
Just go for it, man. Do you even have any more cubes?
I do have more cubes if you need more ice.
I'm good.
No? Okay. Yeah.
Mine's melted, so
Enjoying some beverages.
mine's now
here,
neat.
as usual.
Yeah.
So does your Land Rover have? Don't guys put like LSs in there?
Well, the motor blew just recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the motor just recently blew, and I think it's like a lot of people want like 10 grand for an LS swap. And
Wait
all
till
that.
the economy drops more, dude. They will give away an LS.
And I've been seeing like I can buy like another Land Rover running for like 5 grand, and I could just pull the motor out and swap it all out myself if I needed to.
Probably some high school around here might have an auto shop that, hey,
I
kids,
know,
we're
right?
doing an LS.
Hey,
swap.
I'll donate my Land Rover for you.
Well, they'd
guys
have to fabricate some motor mounts and parts, and there's a little more involved.
Okay.
I don't know if I trust a high schooler.
Yeah.
Remember that though? They used to have project cars in high school. Like,
Oh yeah, my
kids have no concept of that. We were watching Grease, and they're like, "What? Why is there a car in the?"
Dude, my shop
Like-
teacher was the best, Mr. Galili, and he was like probably my favorite teacher of all time. Like I had shop for first semester, and then the second year I took shop 2, and then I would ditch one of my other classes and literally go to my other buddies were like in second period. And I just bring my car there, and he wouldn't care. You can come from any time of day and just bring your car in, change the brakes, do whatever you got to do. Oh, I learned so much from that. It was amazing. Or did you?
I'm getting nostalgic.
Yeah. Did you ever watch those videos in shop where it was like, I estimate this project to be, and it has a little clock, 6 minutes or something like that. Like we would estimate this job to take 30 minutes. Bing.
What's with the pressure?
Yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. No, I wish, dude. Like, I would love it if my daughter took like shop, or an auto shop, just because they teach you the basics, like little things, like just changing your tire, doing your own oil change. I mean, it could save you a lot of money, and just.
I had the best intentions. I was going to teach my kids how to change a tire, how to check the oil,
They want nothing to do with
fluids,
it.
all that. Yeah, they want. I did it. I went through the spiel once, and they just shut it down.
Does your daughter go camping?
One of them does still. The other two just can't be bothered. One of them, my 16-year-old, will still go.
Because ladies' night camp out, they actually have to prove that they can change a tire.
Oh, fortunately.
Yeah, they got to post it and send it in.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, my youngest still wants her plan. Like she's only 10, and she wants the Land Rover. So when I turn 16, can I have the Land Rover? So I got 6 years, and I can to fix it.
Heck yeah. Rolling into school with that thing.
Oh yeah, it'd be rad.
Pretty
LS straight pipe.
They'd hear it coming a block away.
I don't know if I need her having an LS actually.
Fat
so
cam in
maybe-
that thing. You seen all the memes with the hog? It's like,
Yeah. What do you need a cam for? It'll sound like this.
imagine a Land Rover, man. That'd be great.
So I was at an event at Rhino Adventure Gear. Do you know where that is? Down in San Marcos.
Yeah,
They
they're
had
local.
kind of it was kind of their unveiling of the relationship with Super Pacific campers.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And this is like a week ago, and Brian from Goose Gear was there, and he has a blue Land Cruiser that is LS swap. It's 84, 86, I want to say.
Oh, nice.
And he was telling
Rad.
me, speaking of registering in other states, he was telling me it's
Same deal. Yeah.
happens to be in another state, and he paid like $74 for life on this car.
Holy shit.
One time, $74. But that thing sounded so amazing. The whole time it was sitting there, just
Rumbling.
Well, no, it was off the whole event, and then he fires it up to go home. And dude, when he turned the key on that thing, the whole parking lot.
Yeah.
Whoa, like,
Oh fuck. Yeah.
what do you got over there? But just awesome. I mean,
I want
that engine is in so many different vehicles. It's crazy. Right?
Ollie with Kate the Jeep. He got that thing's fired that thing up. He was like, "Holy shit, this thing sounds so rad!" Like he just did that snow recovery last weekend up in Big Bear, and he was showing like plowing through the snow, just winding that thing up.
He was so amped to tell me that the Deadman Earth Anchor can be a sled. I'm like,
I saw a video.
Yeah, I remember seeing that too.
Yeah, he was so excited. I'm like, we did know that, but thank you all.
It's so funny.
He's such a great guy.
Where he puts it on his Jeep.
Yes.
So I drove behind him all the way from Utah
Oh, just dangling. Yeah.
dangling.
Whoa.
It looks like a nutsack.
Oh, because it's hanging off the spare tire.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it's
no,
down there off the
off
hitch.
the hitch. It just
looks like
dangles
a
there.
Below.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
got
in
the
like
strap
this bag.
coming
It's
over.
just
Oh,
like
he used to have it
hanging
on the
down
spare tire.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So
All the way from Utah.
Yeah.
all the way from Utah. I was driving behind him. I just stared at this dead man nutsack. No
So maybe
offense,
we should
no
redesign
offense.
the bag and call it the nutsack. Is that
I
what
mean,
I'm
that'd
hearing?
be
A
my
smaller
vote.
recovery
That'd
bag?
be my
Yeah,
vote.
smaller
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Little guy.
Little one.
We've often joked
It was
about
cold outside.
colorful names for some of our products, and we always kind of it gets out of hand. I gotta say, we have some
Oh, I'm sure, especially with whiskey involved. You know,
You never know.
yeah.
around
What's
a campfire.
I mean,
Nobody there to check you. You know, like, hey, that's a little too far.
What's the one like the one you bury? That's the body bag, right?
that's the earth anchor is
Yeah.
the product, and then that goes in, it rolls up and goes into the body bag. So the body bag is what
Okay.
you see on the outside of most people's rigs. That's what
The body bag houses all of the gear.
All the gear.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. I think that's. Maybe it's something we could work on a little bit. That is
No,
a
it
common.
makes
That is a
sense. It
common
makes sense.
misconception that the thing you bury is the body bag.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
because you bury it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no,
actually,
that's-
a body bag is for transport. A coffin is
Yeah.
for
and
burying.
when you zip it up, I mean,
It's like
It
a
looks
body
like a body
bag.
bag.
the full
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, they
All the
and
goth girls love you.
I can't take any credit for any of that stuff. The two guys that have kept the company going all these years, and it's been like since 2016, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
That's when they did their Kickstarter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they launched it at Expo in 2017, I feel like.
That's when we
And-
were there.
Yeah.
That was my
there.
first expo.
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Was that the first one at Fort Tuthill?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because prior to that, it was Mormon Lake, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I came to the very first one at Fort Tuttle.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
So
was my
you're an
first
OG
time.
too, then.
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
I
So
go way
okay,
back.
how much has it changed, right?
A lot. It's
Yeah.
it's corporate.
I know. Okay, that's kind of our thing too. We used to. I was 2019 was my first, so I'm a noob clearly. And yeah, you camp in the booth, and it's super fun. And after hours, everybody kind of heads out, and it's just the vendors, and we had such a good time. I mean, in a drunken stupor, maybe,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was
Yeah, yeah.
so fun,
Still fun,
right?
yeah.
So fun. Now it's like people waiting in line to get Ubers to the hotel. It's a ghost town after hours. Like,
Really?
there's only a handful of vendors that are there overnight in the booth anymore.
Yeah.
And that used to be the thing. Like it was a trade show, but then
It was
Afterwards, you get to hang out with all your
camp.
friends.
Yeah,
and
you'd like congregate at the Tembo Tusk tent in the morning and just kind of
Jerry's cooking
pretend
up
you
some,
had something to tell Jerry so that you could get free breakfast. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, I was going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh, what you making there? Oh,
And
of course I'm
I
hungry.
kinda-
I'll have a small one. Yeah.
okay, I'll let Marco make me a breakfast burrito. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I guess. Yeah.
But I kind of miss that, and I haven't even been going there that long. Like I said, I'm a noob, but still compared to some, and yet I've sensed the change.
Well,
It-
even
it's
this year might be different because it just got sold.
Another new owner, right?
Yeah,
third,
so,
third new owner.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna if there's
Third
gonna-
owner?
It's a group of investors. It's like an
Yeah, that's what I
investment
think.
thing.
From what I gather is a vendor, and we've got our booth secured for Flagstaff, maybe Bend too. Same people. Like we're dealing with the
really?
same people.
Okay,
I was kind of
that's
thinking
cool.
like a whole new crew. 'cause
Yeah,
the
just
folks
take
from
over and-
Lodestone events, they're just awesome to work with. And I'm really relieved that it's still there.
They're still running
Like
it?
I was thinking it was going to be a whole new crew, and we're going to have to start over at square one.
That's what I
Or
thought.
maybe they're just keeping this here the same status quo to then
Smooth the transition.
slowly
maybe.
transition.
I don't
yeah.
know. I'd
Hopefully.
be bummed if that's the case because I just enjoy working with them, and it's a known quantity. You know, going in, that's a stressful weekend for us. That's a big weekend.
Oh
for
yeah,
us.
it's huge.
It has to go well, and knowing what we're getting into every year is a big deal.
And it seems to like only have grown every year. It just seems bigger and
We're very fortunate, I think, that we've been there as many years as we have because we've been in literally the same booth, the same spot,
Same
now
section,
for
yeah,
at
yeah.
least 4 years, maybe more. And I'm very thankful for that because we love it. We're right in the center of kind of that area. We don't have one of the big, 18-wheeler, looking booths, but
like Casey's got
we're
the whole
definitely-
corner
oh my-
sectioned off,
and then Yamaha comes in
yeah.
and some of these, all the tire companies, right? Last year was
semi trucks with just
Falcon had an 18-wheeler, Milestar had theirs, there were one or two others, BFG I think had an 18-wheeler. Those are impressive
yeah, those
setups,
are
man.
big money.
Oh my
though.
God.
Yeah,
Well, Falcon's out of motorsports now, so
they're not at all. But really,
yeah,
I
they
didn't know
they
that.
canceled their whole motorsport program. They don't do Formula Drift. They don't do the off-road stuff.
really?
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was a
man.
big deal. Yeah.
That's a bummer because I was, wow.
because Falcon tire is what I run, dude. Like those are my favorite tires.
A lot of people.
They're pretty popular, yeah.
And I just picked up those new
That
ones.
Wild Peak is. Yeah.
Well, I have
Nice.
the Wild Peak AT3Ws on my truck.
Okay.
And then I have for the Mini Cooper, I just picked them up, put on my new rims.
Yep.
I got the Wild Peak AT Trails. So
Okay.
they're made more of like a CUV
Okay.
tire, and they're a little bit softer sidewall for the Mini Cooper because it doesn't really weigh anything.
Right.
So that's why I got it, because I had CLO rating tires on that thing, and it was like a rock. It was like,
Why they don't make good off-road tires for a Mini Cooper, I don't know.
I
I mean,
it doesn't
come
make
on.
any
Come on
sense.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, no, but those are my tires, man. And I went to the Falcon factory and picked them up because they kind of gave me like an influencer type deal.
Wow.
Well, they were
And,
out at the expo this weekend. I talked to them this weekend because they had the RTs on display. I was checking them out.
What expo?
Not the Overland Expo, but in Pomona, the Expo Overland Power
Right.
Sport.
Well,
Expo.
they're probably still doing promotional type stuff, but
Still.
they're out of like the motorsports. So like if you
As
go
far
to
as
King of the
racing
Hammers,
wise,
if
they're
you
not
go out to
sponsored.
Formula Drift, yeah, they're out.
That's shocking.
It
They were
is.
huge for a minute. I mean, they were killing it.
Oh.
You didn't see all the video. Well, I mean, I was like, I follow drifters and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
like, all these drifters were like doing these like, oh, the memories, kind of like,
Really?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
all the memories, and they're like, oh, Team Falcon, the teal and blue, and everything is gone.
Oh,
Ah, man.
bummer.
I'm looking at that
Yeah,
diecast right there.
Yeah, we got all these Falcon stuff because we knew people that worked there, and it was awesome.
Yeah, bummer. Man.
Dang.
Well, I
so
guess-
how was the event this weekend in Pomona? You were there?
Yeah, it was.
It looked a little ghost towny.
It was
the pictures I
smaller,
saw. Looked,
like
was it the rain that?
It probably scared away a few people, but it was beautiful day. No, so like it was like 75 degrees out, sunny. It was rad. And like right when I first got there, so I went Saturday, and right when I got there like half hour after the open, like at 10:30, and it was packed. Right at like 10:30, it was like. But in past years, it's been bigger.
Okay.
This year it was kind of like a little bit smaller. They had like the one hall in the indoor area, and then just one strip outside.
Okay.
And that was like it. So
Because they just had one there. It's a different show though, right? Same location, but different show that was in like November.
yeah, that's the off-road super sport thing or
Okay.
something, and that's like, all the pre-runner trucks, monster
Right,
trucks,
that was-
everything. This is just more. It was an Overland / RC / I think Power Sport or something like that.
Okay.
So it was like
yeah, I heard
it was
RC was a big part
ATVs.
of it.
Yeah, it was like a big section of it was like RC
Yeah.
cars and planes, and then they had like, and most of it was like adventure trailers and just gear you could buy and like high ticket items. A lot of Sprinter van stuff was out there, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like expo where you can see like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It was very niche stuff.
Okay.
But there was some cool stuff out there. And there was actually two of the coolest trucks out there. I thought were they actually reached out to them and asked them to come because they're these like home built trucks.
Okay.
Like gambler builds or like what?
No, they're Overland builds, but it was like all like this guy built his own wedge rooftop tent out of like wood and everything, and like they were rad. But they actually asked them to come out to show people that were coming out to say, hey, you don't need this, $100,000 setup.
It's kind of counterproductive for their vendors. Though.
Yeah. Right.
Well, no, but, yeah.
You don't need all this crap. Yeah.
You do not need this kinetic rope by Deadman Offroad. You can use literally some twine. Right.
Well, no, they had like
Bungee cords. I'm telling you,
Bungee
bungee
cords.
cords.
They had homemade,
Stretches, see?
traction boards, which are just wood with bolts through them, But I mean,
Okay, that I've even thought about
Yeah,
sometimes.
it
Like,
works.
I mean,
Well,
Max Tracks are rad. We all have them, but like in a pinch,
anything, yeah.
dude. I mean,
Well, like their whole setups are all hand built and stuff, and like I actually went over there and talked to them. I talked to them for fucking probably 45 minutes because
rad.
their trucks are dope, and they had them kind of tucked away to the side. Like I went through the whole expo, talked to everybody, saw Sam Overland Rough Tracks was there, Otski.
oh, right on.
I always fuck up their name. Otzi Gear, and then Low Trailer.
Rhino was there. I think Tembo was there.
Yeah,
right?
Tembo. Or no, Jerry wasn't there. Jerry was there, but he didn't have a booth.
Okay.
But somebody else was displaying his product. Life of Adventure was there.
Right on.
Yeah, Trail Wolves. A bunch of cool people were out there. But so I walked around, looked at all the brand new shiny stuff, and I'm like, I was leaving, And as I'm walking out, I catch out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh, look at that truck over there. That looks interesting. Like they have them tucked out all the way off into the corner by themselves. You know, I'm like, well, I'll check it out. I'm gonna walk down. Yeah. I'm like, these are rad trucks. These are cool. I love how you did this and that, and you know, all these cool shit. So, but like they actually asked them to come out there just to give people a different perspective. You know, say, hey, overlanding isn't just all the high end gear. You know,
that's true. There's something to be said for that, right? Like Overland under budget.
Yeah,
Micah Weber.
Yeah, Micah. Yeah.
Such a great guy, but that build is a heck of an inspiration, man.
Right.
Like,
well,
I mean, he's got his critics, but like I think he's done some amazing stuff on that thing, and there's people emulating that. The tons of guys are.
Oh
like,
yeah,
wait, how did you do that?
Like, his YouTube's killing it, obviously.
Dude.
So because
he even takes like his latest one was like the jack, right?
Yes.
So, like, he's sponsored by Harbor Freight, I think.
Right.
But he gets like a Harbor Freight jack, makes a skid plate on it or whatever, and mounts it, and you know, it's cool.
Yeah.
It fits out, fits low.
I know. I'm
he
actually
even
kinda
tells
jealous.
you the little tip. He's like, save this little shipping plastic piece because it makes it lay full down.
I appreciate that. Like it doesn't feel like he has an agenda. Like he's just kind of doing stuff his way. You know. And
he's just trying to find a use for something and making it work. You know, which is
creative.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's, you know, you got to respect that. Like that's.
Oh yeah. Like not all of us have like the Land Rover, or there's just. That was all budget bill, like everything on there.
It's pretty
like,
cool though.
It's got wood shelves that I had a entertainment center in the living room here. I cut it up to build wood shelves.
I thought you said you had an entertainment center in the Land Rover. I was like,
oh
wow.
yeah, well, it kind of is.
That thing's extra.
But no, like it's just like, you know, I have an old, you know, wire shelf in the garage I found. I'm like, oh, that'll work for a shelf in the Land Rover. You know, just like whatever you can find to make it work. You don't need to buy like,
and it doubles as a traction board.
There you go.
And I can pull it out.
wire
traction board if I need it. It's great. Yeah. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, not everything has to be high dollar, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I remember when Overland Under Budget was just starting out because we had the same Tacoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the general one.
Which is a second gen or that's a first
gen.
Okay.
Mine was an 02.
Okay.
And factory rear locker, all that kind of stuff. It was actually really nice. But I wanted to do a flatbed. And we had talked about it for a while, and then all of a sudden Micah starts doing his. We're like, oh shit, we got to watch this.
Son of a bitch. Yes.
Because we talked about it, but we never acted on it. And then he started filming it and doing it. So that was pretty cool.
Pretty creative guy. I mean, like his setup is pretty nice. I like the way he did a lot of his stuff on there.
He's always got all these like compartments and whatnot.
Yeah, how's like the side cargo boxes swing out like that? That's pretty ingenious.
Rad.
Yeah.
You got to give him credit.
What's next on that thing?
I know.
Like, he's kind of done everything on it.
He's like, shit.
I feel like the pace is slowed though, right? Is he continuing? Because like that's why he's getting into the jacks now.
Yeah,
and
he's like kind of like redoing some content just to kind of keep it going. But like I think he was hinting at getting something different. I think he put a post out like, "What should I get something different, like a different truck or something like that?" I think he's like,
I got to admit that the flatbed thing really appeals to me. Even like so, and I don't know the guy. We talked about Ali Venture. And
Mike. Yeah.
Okay. Mike,
Tundra.
flatbed Tundra.
Okay. Yeah. And I didn't know that truck existed until recently, and that's got me thinking. That's a 4-wheel camper flatbed, right?
No, he doesn't have the 4-wheel camper. It's just a flatbed.
It's an Australian company. I forgot. It's like starts with an N or something like that. I forget. But you can ask him. Hit him up on Instagram. But it's like a Norwal or something like that. Yeah. So he's got the flatbed, and he doesn't have a camper on it. But I will say,
his trailer,
Overland V1. God, we did the Mojave with him. He's
Overland
got the
V1.0.
Yeah, something like that.
1.0. Yeah.
Long story short, great couple. He does a lot of stuff on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah,
and he's got a Ram 3500 heavy duty.
Okay.
And it's got the same exact flatbed. It's a Norwal flatbed. And then he's got a 4-wheel camper on top of it. And it's not yours.
No.
It's the same one, but just the flatbed version of it, right?
Yeah, because
not the slide.
The flatbed version has the door on the side versus the back of the camper.
But it's literally the same camper-ish, but it's a little bit different design for a flatbed versus a slide-in.
Is that what...
The layout interior is different. But
is that what Bound for Nowhere has?
Yes. They have the Tundra with a flatbed.
Okay.
But I was going to do the same thing. And I went to 4-wheel campers, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do like a flatbed. And they talked me out of it. They're saying, no, don't do the flatbed because Bound for Nowhere, they're coming in. They keep coming in having issues like things coming loose because the Tundra's C-channel frame flexes too much, and for whatever reason,
how it mounts and everything else.
And there's too much movement, and things start coming loose and breaking and stuff. So they said for the Tundra, like if you had a Dodge or something like that with a square frame, a tubular frame, then it'd be go
The
for
new
it.
Tundra, tubular frame, right?
Yeah. So they're like, with yours, the C channel, I don't recommend it. You know.
So I know a couple bring your own everything Overland, BYOE.
Yep.
Brandon and Kelly, they had a P Core, right? Which
Yeah.
is like Patriot, the Australian Patriot campers. It's their kind of version of that.
Yeah,
except it's not.
Overland does B Core system and
there
all
you go.
that. Yeah.
But it's not. I guess it's not a camper. It's just a really cool storage system on the bed of your truck, and I think they had some issues as well with that. And so, related or not, I'm not sure, but I've heard that P Core is kind of given up on a North American.
Oh, really?
Really?
I believe that's not a thing anymore. I could be wrong. You guys are more in the know than I am.
Ex
But
Overland just switched to doing like alu cab or something like that, right?
yeah, I think
Because they had the habitats for a minute, and then I think they went to P Core, and I think now they're doing
Those habitats are bitching, dude.
I know.
Open Road for 2. They have the habitat.
okay.
Yep.
And man,
That's the one that goes backwards, right?
Yeah.
Like
Over.
Jerry from Tempo Tusk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You
a
got one.
habitat.
Yeah.
So I liked it. It's kind of an awning and a camper.
Yeah,
Like
well,
it
it's
is.
it comes 6 foot out. Off the
Yeah, we
backside.
weathered a storm up at Expo in Denver, the Expo Mountain West. The first year, Jerry and I, their booth was diagonal from ours, and the wind picked up. So we got there, set up our booth, went back to camp thinking, we're good for the morning. And the wind just comes out of nowhere, pretty much topples everything in our booth. Like our product is the only thing weighing down our canopy. right?
yeah.
And Jerry was like, I did what I could. And he literally I think he took like soft shackles and was like cinching our canopy to heavier things. And I'm like, Jerry, you're a saint.
Right.
Anyway, so the rain, I think, then came in. I basically weathered the storm with Jerry under the awning of that habitat. It was rad.
Little shelters, right?
Dude, it's pretty cool. And to watch him like deploy that, it's pretty effortless.
Super easy, and you get a huge bed up there. Yeah, living
It's
area.
massive.
Maybe the family of 6 would go camping if I had them.
Maybe.
There's a new one too, like at a Pop Top Overland out of San Diego.
Yes.
Love those guys.
They started selling a similar system. I can't remember the name of it though.
They've got some cool stuff. They just posted this week on.
had it at
Is
the
that on a
expo.
Colorado? What's the one that they just
Yes.
posted? It looked like down at Fiesta Island, and it was like the back was all curved and like space age.
Yes, it's like a white one, right?
That's right.
I saw that
Dude,
one too.
Super
Yeah.
clean
It's
lines on
bitchin',
that.
dude.
Yeah. Those guys are super cool. I've met them a couple times.
Ricky
I know
Brews.
Yeah.
They're
That's where I
super
met
cool,
them.
and I love that they're a San Diego thing. Sorry, but like
No,
No, I mean I'm jealous. I'm not in San Diego.
Yeah.
I love San Diego.
it's a cool. They got a cool thing going there. I'd love to swing by there and just kind of visit the new shop because I know they moved
Oh, really?
from. They're in what do you call it? Rose Canyon now, like almost PB.
Oh, okay.
Where like not quite La Jolla, but not quite PB. There's a canyon that connects the two. They're just along on Santa Fe Avenue. I want to say right next to I-5 there.
Oh,
Not the 5, but
not the
I-5.
5.
not the vibe.
Yeah. Anyways, so I just think they've got some cool campers too. And
I just love their vintage style because they started out doing like all the vintage trucks and like converting the old campers and chopping them and man, that was bitching. I bought their T-shirt because of all that at the original Rigs and Brews. It was like a couple years ago.
That's so cool.
And
Where was the first Rigs and Brews?
Oh, geez.
I'll have to ask Michelle.
The first
I
one
don't
I
know.
went to was at
It's always been Duckfoot for me, but I know they
She
were
had to
somewhere
start
else.
somewhere. They
earlier.
probably started doing coffee. Well, no, I don't know if she
I don't want to speak for her because
I know. Have you had Michelle on here?
She won't come on.
No.
We tried. She's gun shy.
I love Michelle. She's
Michelle's the
amazing.
best. And she would get her and Coy out here. They'd have a great time.
Her and Coy would have a
Coy
ton to
just
say.
retired from the Navy.
I know.
You
How
got nothing
cool is
but
that?
time. Come on up.
Come on, Coy.
They just did a big trip, I gather, because I'm
Arizona.
seeing a lot of posts somewhere in northern
I
Arizona.
think her
Okay,
like,
so
Redhead Jess and
with
Full
Full Draw.
and
Yeah.
all them went out.
So it's funny.
John, you have a name, John. You're not just Full Draw. Okay.
Oh, so yeah, that's the first
We
time.
call people
I've
by their
never-
name. Yeah, John Munoz. He's a good guy.
Awesome. Yeah, I know he has a Gladiator. I know he shoots a
Good
bow
dude.
and arrow. Yeah,
He's a
compound bow.
solid dude. I just actually camped with he and Coy about a week and a half out in Anza just for one night.
Oh, did a little overnighter. Yeah.
And I'd never actually camped with those guys, but they're solid.
Oh, nice.
They are super solid.
Yeah, I've never actually camped with them either. Just hang out,
Dude.
beat up and shit.
It was funny because I was seeing all the pictures that Michelle was posting, and I was like, man, I never knew that she would go to Arizona like that. And because I was like, that looks like Arizona.
Yeah.
That can't be California.
Oh, yeah.
And I was 100% right because I grew up in Arizona, and I was like, I know that colored dirt. I know those rocks. I know those trees. It doesn't
I
matter
was
where
going to
you're
say,
at.
the
I was like,
saguaro
I
gave it
know.
away, man.
Right.
I don't
I
even say it right, do I? Saguaro.
It's a
is it?
saguaro cactus.
Saguaro, like the
Yeah.
G silent saguaro.
Yeah, dude.
There's
Come on, man.
there's one picture that I think maybe it was Redhead Jess posted, and it was there's a saguaro on the other hillside. I was like, now I know 100% where they are.
Well, I didn't actually see those first. I originally saw the trees and the dirt and the rocks. I
okay.
swear to God.
The
And I
pine
was
trees,
like,
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
that bark
Still
on
northern
the
Arizona.
Ponderosa, that is Arizona, yeah.
okay, not a secret, but holy crap, Northern Arizona, man.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Dude.
My favorite.
Like, why is everybody going to Idaho? Northern Arizona's looking pretty good to me.
Taxes.
And
it's
you're
not cheap.
still a 1-day drive from out here.
Northern
whole
Arizona's
plan-
gotten kind of expensive though.
It has. It's blown up, especially Williams, because that's where I wanted to move.
it's my
Because I
fault.
wanted my kids
My
to go
fault.
to NAU.
And because NAU does the whole in-state tuition bit,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
See, dude, that's where it's at. I'm telling you. And then in Flagstaff, 7,000 feet? Even in the summer, it doesn't get that hot, right?
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Temps are
Dude,
great.
I've heard it's a
there's
long winter.
snowball.
I've heard it's a long winter.
Snowball.
Arizona Snowball.
Yep, right there. Yeah,
They
man,
had
ski
they're
town.
having the best winter in a long time up there.
They have a ton of breweries, man.
Dude. Is it really getting expensive? Like Williams?
It's starting to go up. Yeah.
Gotten, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it used to be dirt cheap. but
My
yeah.
whole plan was to sell our house and take all that equity, buy a house in Williams cash, buy some bigger land,
And
just
laugh.
live
And just laugh.
and just live there, and
Yeah.
then get the in-state tuition, have our girls go to NAU. But that's just all thrown out the window now.
What part of Arizona are you from?
Gilbert, Arizona, so the Valley, East Valley.
Like near Chandler ish.
Yeah, it borders Chandler.
Okay. And is it me or can you see the edge of like Phoenix from there? Like there's some point where you go south and everything's south of this one 303, 202, one of the beltways.
all the loops. Yeah,
And then it's just nothingness. Like you cross over and it's like, oh yeah, that's reservation land. And it's like suburbia stops at this one freeway.
That line.
okay,
yeah.
so I'll tell you
Am I-
exactly what it is.
you know
It's
what I'm
the
talking
one-
about?
It's the 101.
Okay.
And so, because Scottsdale and Tempe border the west side of the 101.
Okay.
And then you're traveling north, and on the right hand side, it's just barren wasteland.
Yeah, pretty much.
But they've built casinos.
It's kind of, yes.
They're building it
When in
up.
doubt.
Yes. You know, and I even
It's like
heard
Kicking Horse or one of these names, right? Like
Wild Horse.
Wild Horse. There.
Wild
Yeah, I'm telling you, right? It's so predictable,
Wild
is it
Horse
not?
Pass. Yeah.
Is it not?
There's
All of a sudden, you're like,
Talking
there's
Stick
a
arena.
there's a 10-story building right there. Must be an Indian casino. Like,
Yep.
we have it here in San Diego County. Like,
It's amazing.
you go out in the
Yeah.
Rincon from around the corner, you're like, what
Corona,
the hell just happened?
Dude, you'd be driving the middle of LA, by the way, on the 91, like going towards LA, like Compton and stuff, and all of a sudden there's a random casino in the
That's
middle. It was on
grandfathered
that
in, yeah.
little piece of land, like the,
The Los
tax-free
Angeles
zone.
Indians. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I want to register my truck
Do they?
there.
Yeah. And do they have a gas station? Right.
I'm sure
Oh,
they do.
dude,
And it's
they're
a dollar
so much
per
cheaper.
gallon.
Although I think they're not dumb. Like
They're raising
I,
it.
I went
They've
out
raised
recently out to they're catching up on prices. It used to be you'd go through Temecula. So on my way to Thomas Mountain, you'd go through. Is it Temecula Valley Parkway?
Yeah, Pachanga right there.
Yeah, and
That one's not
all those
cheap
gas
anymore.
stations, I would always kind of like mental note. Okay, it's $4.89 a gallon, and then you get up to whatever that is a Cahuilla reservation.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
371,
yeah. Up
just
by Anza.
yeah, just shy of Anza, and it would be like 50 cents cheaper, but not anymore. Now it's the exact same price as Temecula.
Yep.
Yep.
They're not dumb, dude.
It's called margin.
Yeah.
That's the second time you said that.
I know. I'm going to keep bringing
Apparently,
it up.
this is a thing, this
callback.
margin. I'm
It's
going
a
to look that
callback.
up when I get home.
Yeah.
It's a big word, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We
it's-
always every time we'd go out to like Julian. There's like that Rincon casino gas station. It was like $1.50 cheaper than everywhere
Yep.
else, dude. Like I made it a point, like, okay, I got enough gas just to get there.
You're on fumes.
Yeah, just
rolling
coast
in.
into there and just fill up. Yeah.
There's a new one up in Valley Center now, closer to Valley View Casino, up at the top of the hill before you drop into Rincon, and that
Okay.
one it's crazy. Like I think a lot of people from Escondido are getting their gas
Go-
there now
go
because there
there
will be a
just
line out
because.
onto the road. Like the
Oh,
road will
wow.
slow
Jeez.
down
It's
to
like
get
a
to this gas.
Costco.
They knew exactly what they're doing, exactly like a Costco. Like it's
Even
a
Costco's
madhouse.
gotten expensive. Like I paid $4.65 the other day for gas, and then like I just went up the street the other day, and it was like $4.75. I'm like, so I'm only saving 10 cents so that I can wait in line for fucking half hour.
By my house in Corona, there's these gas stations, and they're all about like $4.80 to $90 per gallon, right? 87. Then you get down one exit below, because we're now county, which is where I live in Temescal Valley, and it's about 10 cents cheaper typically. And then I found out I used to drive Bundy Canyon Road to get to your house, right?
Yeah.
And there's a Shell station right off the 15 there. And Shell's typically way more expensive than everything.
yeah.
It was cheaper than the AM PM by my house.
Really?
So now I fill up at the Shell station on my way to Jared's house every week. So that's where I get my gas.
Yeah, it doesn't
and now
make
they're going
any
to catch
sense.
up because they listen to this amazing podcast
Yeah.
called The Average Overlanders.
Shell is
I just
definitely
ruined it
tuning
for
in.
everybody.
You did.
Shit.
Man, business has really
Hey, can
picked
we
up,
edit
and
this
just
out?
in the last week. What happened?
Can we edit this out?
Yeah, don't worry. I'll timestamp that one.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
label this episode Southern California Secrets. There's just
right.
13 million of us guys. Like,
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell.
I'm like the only one who fills up there. I keep that gas station lights on.
Probably in business.
Yeah,
man.
I don't get how there must be a city tax in there too, because I experienced the same thing where I live. So I'm in Vista, and if I go to Oceanside or if I go to Escondido, it's about 20 to 30 cents a gallon cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Like noticeably cheaper. San Marcos and Vista, for some reason, no luck. I don't know what it is, but I know for a fact we pay 8.25 sales tax in Vista, and I know Escondido's 7 3/4. And
Yeah,
so
it's lower out there. Yeah.
So it is. What
Yeah,
it is. But
it is
I mean,
definitely lower.
could be worse. NorCal, there's cities and counties paying almost 9%.
Jeez.
I mean, when it comes to buying a car, forget it. Why even have a dealership there? Like, why aren't all the dealerships? Because that's a lot of money in the purchase of a vehicle. Like, when I
it
bought
makes
my
a huge
truck, if I
difference.
used an
Yeah,
Escondido
1%.
address versus a Vista address, it was like $500 difference or something. It was crazy. Like,
Well, that's why I have to be very careful. When I was buying my car, I was like, no, we're Temescal Valley.
Right.
But we're in the same zip code, and that's how they do it off of it.
Yeah.
I wish we're on the edge of that zip code.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it.
yeah, right.
Because Eagle Glen, with all the rich people and stuff, they all have their, 92883 is our zip code, and it's the same thing, It's like, damn it.
So are you up?
Tom's Farms.
By Tom's Farms. Yeah.
I'm in the hills behind Tom's Farms.
That's Temescal. That's
Temescal Valley, Kent, yeah.
Okay, that's a
Temescal
cool
Valley.
area.
Yeah, I love it.
Very cool area. And clearly, they're not going to build anymore because those mountains go straight up.
It's Cleveland National Forest behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, is it me, or is that the least accessible national forest in Southern California?
Right. There's,
100%, dude.
there's only
What
like
is going? Whoever's managing Cleveland National Forest, like, don't talk to San Bernardino and Los Angeles National or Angeles
Yeah.
National Forest. 'Cause
Yeah.
holy crap, it's a big national forest, and we have next to no access.
I think I
Well-
only know of like maybe like 2 or 3 trails that go up there.
Dude,
No, there's the whole ridge
the whole
line.
Santiago
Yeah,
Peak
yeah.
and all
Santiago
that.
Peak.
Okay, but in
Peak's
San Diego
like one
County,
of the only ones I know of.
And,
yeah.
and Cleveland's weird because there's a lot of sections of Cleveland National Forest that don't touch, right? So like
'Cause
Palomar Mountain is Cleveland National
yeah, I would
Forest.
say like part of like Anza and all
Right.
that.
And Cuyamaca is
Yeah.
Cleveland National Forest. They don't connect, but there's people in San Diego, when it snows, they all head out East County.
Yep.
There's no dirt roads, guys. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what experience you're hoping to have, but it's all closed. And it's just the most frustrating thing.
Yeah, it's California in general. They
Well, like
close down a lot of stuff.
All of Big Bear's closed. All San Bernardino Mountains closed.
Lately.
Yeah.
It's
Until
Angeles and San Bernardino until June.
June 6th.
Well, that's because they ruin it for, you can't have nice things.
Oh, yeah.
People get out there and then they get stuck, which relates to your products.
Yeah.
They get stuck out there. And then they don't know how to get home, essentially. And then, they have to call in the authorities. Come save me.
And you have people right now in Big Bear that
can't get out.
that can't. I mean, you have life-threatening situations in Big Bear. You did a couple weeks ago. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is currently.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But so I get how
You're pulling resources to go.
for a month I get it, but till June 30th,
That's a
that
little
did seem
extreme.
like a
It's
pretty
June
broad stroke.
30th?
It's June 30th. They're
Or-
closed.
I thought it
June
was to April or
No, I
May.
knew it was
No,
sometime in
it's
June.
June.
Yeah.
for sure.
That means
that's a broad stroke, man.
That's huge. Yeah.
Dude, there's going to be melt off. There's going to be. I think this is going to be a record summer for people getting trapped in deep water.
That's what I was going to say.
All the idiots are going to go out and sorry guys, but you're all going to go out and you're going to be like, oh, let's film this rad river
Rad
crossing.
puddle,
Turns out it's more water than that river has seen in 50 years,
Yeah.
and you're going to get stuck.
Yeah.
We're going to have a
mud's gonna
ton of
get in
fast
there.
water problems this summer. I'm telling you. And I kind of want to. I'm tempted to post with the Deadman. So I manage the Deadman social media account, and with access, so 21,000 followers is modest.
Mm-hmm.
But I can reach a lot of people, and I'm tempted to throw something out there to say like, hey guys, let's not make this the summer that you decide to go up to insert national forest and challenge yourself, because.
But if you do, bring
it's gonna-
Deadman Offroad products with you.
Make sure it's yellow.
It's going to
need
get
it for the
ugly up
gram.
there, and it's going to get ugly, and it sucks because it's going to turn into a life-threatening situation. Like,
It really will.
you can drown in 3 feet of water. It's not
yeah.
hard. It's not hard. You roll your vehicle, whatever. Like,
And you see it all the time. People are like, oh yeah, I can cross that. And the next thing you know, they're shit's
Right.
floating down.
Going back to what you were saying, they haven't seen this kind of water runoff and everything else. And what it's going to do, it's going to grab extra sediment, extra dirt, everything else, which is going to be
Mudslides,
soft.
right. Yeah.
And then you're going to get stuck in the soft.
Yeah.
And normally it would have been hard packed because it's the normal stream.
I think
or
that's
this or
why they're
that.
closing it so much. It's because not just because of the snow, but because everything after the fact of the snow. It's gonna be all mud and water, like you're saying. It's gonna be ridiculous.
have we coined the term below average overlanders yet?
Oh, yeah. We have above
Oh, we do.
average
Okay.
and below average
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
been
Because
talked
below
around a few
average,
times.
I could see some guys being like, yeah, no, I do this every year.
Yeah, yeah.
This year's not every year, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, this is once in a lifetime territory. This amount of precipitation we're seeing is crazy.
And are we supposed to be in a La Nina?
I don't know.
Because the El
it's supposed to be
Nino is the
coming.
wet weather, but we're supposed to be in a La Nina.
I've given up. I've lost all hope in these titles and these.
Fucking global
Well, there's
warming.
atmospheric rivers now,
Yeah.
and
Now we look to the sky like there's a river up
Everybody, it's Jesus, okay? We need some Jesus.
he's pissed. Yeah,
there. It's yeah. I mean, it's awesome. At the same time, I love that maybe some of our problems are over temporarily, but
We're only
and I enjoy the
capturing
weather.
5%
I mean,
of the water falling.
yeah.
I've heard that in the last week too, that it's our distribution system of water that's broken,
Yeah.
right? It's not the fact that it never rains, it's that we really don't
know how
manage
to-
it well.
Yeah,
So okay, there's like a whole history lesson that I was actually listening to and learning about. They were talking about how the LA area back in like the day, they built all these channels to go run it off to the ocean because they didn't know what to do with that much water. Because it was all coming down from like the San Gabriel Mountains and all this other stuff, and
big
ended up
river
creating a
basin.
flood
Yeah.
in LA. So the only way to do is to dig all these like, trenches and all these other things, right? And so they was flowing all the water out.
Because water's a problem, get rid of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
Too
but
much of it.
now,
We don't
but
need
now
this.
our problem is we have too many people, and then we have the same amount of water that they used to have, but we have way more people.
Yeah.
And
And it's just
so-
flowing right past us. Like,
Yeah.
oh, there it goes.
Bye.
We live in California's a desert, even though it's on the coast, but it's kind of a
Let's
desert.
call it what it is. I'm with you, man. Like semi-arid, like whatever, dude. Like Phoenix doesn't have anything on us. Like 9 inches of rain a year, that's nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, we have no rain, but I mean, hey, this year, insane.
Yeah.
It's
like-
amazing. I feel very fortunate to have experienced this. I told my kids recently, like, you're going to be talking about this year in 50 years. You will be talking about 23.
Remember how much rain we had?
It was-
And,
We were talking about this morning. I was like, dude, I feel like I live in Seattle.
Dude, it's the second highest snowfall total in for Tahoe, second highest in 100 and some odd years.
Since they
Something
started
stupid
keeping
like that,
track
yeah.
of it.
And it's weird because
Basically, yeah.
people are posting it as if it's a great thing to celebrate. And I'm like, people are dying, right? Like,
Yeah.
But
People are
I saw a
trapped
post
in-
just today that was like, yeah, we just passed 2011 on the, we're over 600 inches or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's crazy, man. That's, it's just
it is.
crazy.
Did you see the grocery store in Big Bear that was staying open, but then the whole roof,
Yeah, the roof
collapsed from the
caved
weight
in.
of the snow?
I can't believe no one was
Insane.
hurt. That happened at
Yeah.
some like off hour or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
insane.
I would think that would have killed 30 people. That's
Oh,
amazing.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole roof caved in, not just like a section of it. The whole roof just came crashing down.
So when this first came to light, I want to say it's been 3 weeks now where it was like, yeah, people are trapped in their homes. We have like people are dying. They're finding that like, check on your neighbor. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
their
People are
house is
putting
buried.
up like, videos like, hey, we need help. Can somebody.
And I had a way, there was a group being organized by a church up in San Bernardino that was going up to help a sister church.
I think I might have seen that. There
Okay,
was
you
a
might
post
have
about
been-
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I opted out because I'd caught some guys I know were going to be a part of that, and I was like, man, it sounds kind of awesome. But I got to admit, I opted out thinking, I don't know, man. Like the National Guard's up there. I kind of don't want to be in the way. Like I don't know how dire this is, but I feel like I'm not going to be able to contribute because I got to
I don't
admit,
know what I
in
would
my head
do.
I was going to like go up there and recover a bunch of people and be the hero. And in reality,
Yeah.
they're just trying to like shovel paths to people's homes so they can get their insulin. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
that's very dire.
we're not
I don't
pulling
have
trucks
skills.
out
Yeah,
and-
I don't
yeah.
have skills to contribute to that. Like, I can shovel snow, sure, but like they've got bucket loaders that are going to make quick work of whatever I was going to do.
Yeah. My dumbass would just be in the way of anything.
You know,
Yeah.
like, honestly, and I'm like, who needs to be unstuck? It's like, no, dude, this is way past that.
Yeah.
It's
Well, you're not recovering anybody because there's nothing to recover.
and there's no roads to go drive anyway.
Yeah. Where are you going to pull them to? Nothing.
There's literally people walking to the grocery store. Like it's just been insane. So
Yeah. No.
I don't know. I love a good recovery as much as anybody, but that's bordering. And I don't know what it's at now. I mean, it seems like they've had a lot of rain, more rain than snow
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten
in the
warmer
last couple
now.
of weeks.
because it's gotten warmer and that's going to start melting it. And It's going to ice it.
Is that
and
good
it's
or is that bad? I don't know. If it's
personally,
icing at night, that's bad.
I'm not a
right?
meteorologist,
Right.
but
Disclaimer. Hold on.
yeah, I think at night it'll probably freeze back over because it's all like snow and ice and
It's just
everything.
gonna
It's
create
just
a
gonna
mess.
it's gonna
Yeah. It just
create
creates
slick.
slush, and then it's just
It's gonna be slick and
It's
slippery.
Tragic.
Yeah,
And
man.
I feel bad for so many people out there.
Yeah, all the people up to 395 and everything like that. It's
Absolutely.
they are hammered, dude. Yeah.
I gotta say though, my buddy Adam, Circle L Overland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's out there.
He's got more recoveries in a month than I've got in 5
dude.
years, man. Like that guy is
He has
getting
his
a lot of
logo on your
experience.
hood, right?
Yeah.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
He's been very supportive, and he's one of our. He's still one of our product ambassadors, our brand ambassadors,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's one
He's
of the
a
ones
good
that
one for it, though.
he's really
He's actually
delivering.
out
He's
there
delivering
using
on
your
that. There's
shit.
definitely a lot of people that are, I can't tell you, man, how often we get hit up.
Oh, hey, I need a sponsorship. Give me your shit, and then I'll never use it.
It's like, so what's in it for me?
Yeah.
I'll send you a picture. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I'll tag
But
you in
Adam
something.
is walking the walk, and we really appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
He's involved in the community.
Yeah, big time.
When I was with Ali in that whole summer camp thing, he was the one making breakfast in the morning and all this other stuff. Oh yeah,
wow.
He was just helping out. He was like making the eggs and bacon and all that stuff, and he had his like whole little apron thing on.
I'm bummed I missed summer camp this year because
Yeah.
it sounded amazing, but it was just too much driving for me at that time. Like it was a lot more than usual, right? Normally it's in Williams.
Arizona.
Yeah, and this year is a couple locations. One Utah.
It was rad.
Yeah, Utah.
That's
It
what
was
I
rad,
hear.
but there was a lot of driving.
Yeah.
But it made up for it because the locations you went to, amazing,
We're dope.
gorgeous, once in a lifetime.
I haven't actually like done Moab
I
per
haven't
se.
either, yeah.
I've been to Moab. I've
Driven
wheeled
through,
one trail.
yeah.
I've never like done Moab properly, and I was kind of hoping to combine those two
Dude,
last year.
I'll tell you what, I did Moab multiple ways. I did it in a side by side. I did it in a night run in a Jeep.
Oh, nice.
I rode side by side. It was so rad. It was so cool.
My memories of my best memories of summer camp. I went a couple years ago in Williams, Dogtown Reservoir. Is that what it's called? I want to say
Sounds
that's
familiar.
right. Yeah,
know.
Dogtown Reservoir. My best memories were riding in other people's vehicles, not mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
100%, man. Like I was gonna ride Eric, American Overland Eric, if you know him.
Eric, yeah.
He's got a rad Jeep. We
nice,
were gonna.
yeah.
That's when they were gonna go up and do that race between Marco and Josh from off the grid.
Oh, yeah,
at the airstrip. I rode in Eric's Jeep just briefly. I ended up not going at the last minute, but that was super fun. Just the idea of that whole trip, side trip. That one dude, the giant, massive Jeep. The guy's name's Adam. He's from NorCal. He's got a giant
the blue one?
the gray and red Jeep that's in a
no,
lot
I'm
of
thinking a different one
Casey's. A lot of Casey's advertising.
Okay.
Has got his Jeep, featured his Jeep, and it's just massive. It's on like 44s, I want to say. It's huge.
Damn.
That is massive.
Yeah, we rolled around camp in that. That was pretty fun. Actually, with Jillian, speaking of ladies' night camp
Yeah.
that was super fun, and rode with Josh from Off the Grid a few times. There's a gun range in town in Williams called Gunfighter.
Yeah.
And Casey, like, I think they just paid for a lot
Rented
of people
it
to
out.
go there. And it's Arizona, man, full auto.
Oh, yeah.
Like
You can
I was
actually
shooting an
have
MP5, like no problem. Like as if I knew what I was doing, whatever. Like
Yeah.
there's a lady that works in the range. Her name's Shauna, and she's like, okay, you sure you can handle this? I'm like, I got it.
Yeah, come on.
I'm a man.
Turns out I actually turned my head. She's actually behind me, like ready to push my shoulders in case I couldn't handle this, right? Like,
Brought an MP5.
yeah, I know, right? Trust me. So, but that was
That's a
super fun.
9 mil.
Nine.
They have a Humvee that actually has a 50 cal mounted in the bed, I guess. And that's Arizona, Wild West. You can just roll around with a 50
Miss
cal.
Arizona.
Yeah.
And we rode around in the back of this Humvee all the way back to camp from Williams. So
It's so funny.
It was only a
listening to
couple
this
miles.
guy from California talking about Arizona. It
Dude.
sounded like Mad Max,
Wild
dude.
West.
I'm telling you, the appeal of Arizona is real.
Get this helicopter
Yeah.
and you shoot miniguns out of the helicopter, man.
No, just the concept of riding in the bed of a truck, right?
Yeah, you can't do that.
You
here.
can't.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that since.
I mean, you can.
Not in California.
I mean,
It's illegal.
yeah, you can't hear.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
Oh, well, yeah.
I remember
lot
going.
you can do.
I was telling my son the other day. I remember going to lunch.
Oh, yeah.
every day in high school
Jump
in the back of a
pickup
truck.
and we just haul ass to
Yeah.
Carl Jr.
Yeah, you hit the side, you go tap, tap.
Yep.
Let's go.
Dude, my buddy Steve.
There may be 6 of us in this, Mazda B2000 or whatever it was.
Hey,
but like,
upgrade to the Tundra, get 6 people in it,
my buddy Steve Gilman, he had a Ford Ranger, bright red, loved this thing, but he would detail the shit out of this thing, and he would wax the bed of his truck.
oh man,
So we would all pile on the bed of his truck, and we would.
He lost people. I guarantee you he lost people.
Just sliding all over.
he
the
was
place.
there a minute ago.
The fact that we lived through high school is amazing, dude.
He probably cringed. He's like, "Oh, don't scratch the paint,
Dude, what are you
man."
guys
Yeah,
doing?
right.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Shit.
that's funny. Well, I want to learn a little bit more about Deadman, man.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some recovery.
Yeah, I
and-
started about that, didn't I?
How do you get started? So 2016, that's when it started?
They started 2016, so
Yeah.
I wasn't really involved until I got my Tundra, so 2018-ish.
Okay.
But the company started with, so Bryant is an aerospace engineer by trade,
Oh.
and he and another guy who's not really involved with the company anymore, but he and another guy, his name's Jason. They saw a problem. They were out in the desert, I think, in their Jeeps, which is crazy because we're very much a Toyota brand now, but they were in Jeeps, I think. Yeah. And they were like, hey, man, there's got to be a way that we can anchor out of this. And they knew about, things like burying your spare tire, burying your high lift jack.
Yeah.
Those have been around a while. The concept of a deadman anchor actually has been around. That's not new. We did not invent that. It was even called a deadman anchor.
Oh,
the
really?
idea that I think it comes from the idea that you're digging a hole that looks like you're burying somebody.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I can rationalize. Otherwise, I couldn't tell you, and I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But they were aware of that practice, but they thought of a way to improve on that. And Bryant, because of his experience being an aerospace engineer, I think he encountered some materials that he thought would be up to the task. And it kind of went from there.
High tensile strength type deal,
exactly,
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of these, and I keep tapping on the table. He's one of these guys that kind of that beautiful mind moment where there's like all the numbers going, and I'm just in the back. I'm like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
He's the guy in the latest meme. What's his name? In the Nicolas Cage meme with the other guy who's all happy.
Yeah. Totally, that's me, 100%. Like not a thought in my head at that point. I'm just like, wow.
I can't remember that guy's name.
Brian's he's the brain. And so he and Daniel, who's the other guy, who Daniel's background's marketing, they kind of brought this thing to life and went to market with it, and it was well received at Expo in I have to say it was 2017, and with a Kickstarter, and it kind of went from there. I think the big moment for the company was when Daniel in his second gen Tacoma was down with Brad, Marco, I think Jerry from Tembo Tusk. I know the guys at Wilco, which back then it was Luke Ronsky, who's at Rigged now, was with Wilco then. I think they were all on this trip. American Overland was there too. They were all on this trip in Baja. And Daniel it was a slow day. They were just kind of hanging out at camp. He intentionally stuck his Tacoma in the waves.
Buried it.
In the salt water in Baja, and showed everybody. I mean, and what you don't see behind the camera, and this is actually in one of Trail Recon's videos, what you don't see behind the camera apparently is like 10 to 12 definitely big names at that time, plus some press, some media. Like there were people there from a couple different magazines filming the daylights out of this thing, because I'm willing to bet most people doubted it would work.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty cheeky move, but if you know Daniel, you're like, oh, hell yeah, he did that. He sees that opportunity. He knows what he's doing. And you watch the truck just kind of rise up out of the waves. I mean, literally saltwater lapping on his hubs. Most guys are like, oh my God, that truck.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen the one security cam footage of the Toyota where he goes out there, the surfer, and he parks it.
No, seriously?
It's a fake. It's a fake. But he goes out there, he parks in the water. And then he goes out and he's surfing all day, and you see the tide roll in, and it starts smashing around the Toyota truck, and he gets like hit up in the rocks and everything.
I have seen that.
And then he comes back to it, and it's just like kind of parked there, and like survived this whole thing. That's what I think about.
It's pretty rad. That video for me, I mean, I don't know. I just was like, wow, this has got to be pretty awesome. I knew these guys actually, so this is going to get pretty convoluted here. So. Bryant, the aerospace engineer, his daughters were in my wife's dance school at the time.
Oh, nice.
All right.
And so Bryant and his wife and his family came over one night. They actually were delivering, they delivered some food to us because my daughter just had some surgery. And so they had like what do they call that? Like, I want to say meal train. That's not right. But they had a thing where like different people pitch in to provide dinner for the family for a time.
Cool.
And it was through, through some app or something like that. And anyway, so I met Bryant at that time. I mean, his Sequoia, his first gen Sequoia sitting in my driveway, and I'm like,
that thing's cool.
Oh, those are 33s, like
285.
Yeah,
yeah.
And looking back, I mean, it must have been pretty funny, but I was so in awe of this truck, and he was like, hey, we could use some help. I'm trying to think. The first event I helped at was Expo. So my first foray into this space was Expo, and I was I was so wide-eyed. He's like, we could use some help in our booth, and he knew I couldn't shut up. So I was probably, as long as I said the right things, I was okay. I wasn't a liability. Well, that first year, there might have been some people that bought the product based on
Bro.
Wait, that guy said
this product has been to space. Okay. No, I was an aerospace engineer. Oh shit. I can see how this is going.
Yeah. So it was was a learning experience, but I mean, I had my brand new straight stock Tundra, and we go to this expo, and I'm just like, boom, like, mind blowing. I need all this stuff. So awesome. And I'm meeting people like Brad and Marco, and I'm like, oh, you're that guy from YouTube. Like,
fanboy in it.
Yeah, totally. And Brian's like, you know, quit it, bro. Yeah. You're wearing the logo. Try to act the part. But it was fun. It was super fun, and the relationships have been amazing. Like, right, this space, this industry is so.
Oh yeah, the community is awesome. Yeah.
That's why I can't pay the mortgage doing this, but at the same time, I enjoy it, and it's my time.
It's fun. It's a hobby.
100%. It's a hobby, and the people are just amazing, man. And just last night, actually, I had somebody reached out. He's like, "Hey, bro, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Just checking in." And that's super
rad.
cool. Andy Sedano, you're an awesome dude. And I don't know. I couldn't. I don't know how I pictured this part of my life going. I'm mid 40s now, and it's kind of gut check time where it's like, hey, where are you at, man? Yeah. And a day job's a day job that may pay the bills, but it doesn't get your heart racing typically.
Yep.
If you have a day job that does get your heart racing, kudos.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Props
That's the American dream. But I love being a part of this space and having these experiences and on occasion get to go do amazing stuff that nobody does and see some cool stuff, riding some cool rigs. And it's all about being at camp. I mean, I love wheeling, but being at camp with a bunch of guys in the middle of nowhere and
just shooting the shit over a campfire.
Nothing like it. Yeah. And you're like, man. It's 100 miles to the nearest hospital. I'm like, it's going to make me panic just slightly, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've never thought about how far away I am from a hospital.
I'm sorry.
No.
That does occur to me.
No, it doesn't. Like, I hate needles. I hate hospitals. I'd rather just die in the forest. And
when I've come to terms with that now. I've come to terms with that now. I hadn't
put me
previously.
in a dead man body bag, and
there it is.
It's done.
Yeah,
so, yeah. And so that's probably a good story there. So my son and I were up in Coyote Flats, if you guys know that area.
I love it.
Haven't been, but I know all about it.
Oh, Lord.
Instagram told me.
Damn, those guys that posted their actual location.
Yeah, right.
Just say SoCal Mountains.
Geotaggers.
Yeah.
So my son and I were up there, just the two of us. My Tundra had nothing but a 3-inch spacer lift, so really off-road capable.
Very,
the puck lift, yeah.
Yes.
And no comms. First aid kit, never been trained.
Perfect.
So we're at 11,000 feet. He loses consciousness.
Oh, shut up.
Really?
Yeah. We're
just
betting
from the elevation?
Yeah. So we live at sea level.
Yeah.
And 11,000 feet, sea level to 11,000 feet in a matter of 8 hours.
You can turn on your electronics then. Okay. Sorry, that's an airplane thing. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, you turn your phone on.
Wah, wah, wah. Where's your dump button there?
Yeah. So there we go. I told him, I was like, hey, lay low, don't run around. I knew that there was a risk, but before anything had happened, I told him, just sit tight, son. You don't know it, but this is a big deal. And he goes chasing after some deer he saw, literally chasing after a deer. And he's like 6 at the time or something.
Oh, he's young. Okay.
And it's like,
oh God, scary.
So we go to sleep, but he like wakes up and then says some crazy stuff and then his eyes roll back. And he does that like twice in 10 minutes. And I'm like, that can't be good. So I just literally ground tent, grab it, like the poles of a ground tent at the very top of the dome.
Yeah.
I just grab that one handful, throw that in the bed of the truck.
Fuck it.
We're on our way.
Yeah.
He, in the truck, passes out one more time. In the back seat, he actually folds over like a rag doll between the seat and the back of the front seat. Like he falls in that space.
Oh, man.
And I'm panicked. I'm at 11,000 feet. I'm maybe going 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, because you're off road.
You can't, go fast.
I got no comms. There's no, heads up, folks, there's no cell service at Coyote Flats. I know you think you're closer to the satellite you're talking to, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. There's no cell service up there. So if you don't have good comms and you're not trained in CPR, or I now carry the stupid little canister from Amazon of pure oxygen.
The oxygen thing, the mask.
That may be a racket, but I'm carrying that thing because of this experience.
Lucas was carrying that.
Lucas,
$5.
Lucas and Jeff, they were using them.
Kennedy Meadows and stuff like
that. Wenatchee Meadows.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was a very eye-opening experience for me up there, and that's one that I don't ever care to repeat. So it's just been really It's awesome to be that far from a hospital sometimes, but other times it's like, dear God, where's the hospital?
Yeah.
So I think
when it's your kids is different.
I think the difference there is training. I think if I had proper first aid training, I would not have panicked and I would have realized that, like, you know, hey, hypoxia is a thing. It happens. You slowly come down to a more, you don't race downhill. If you could have gone 100 miles an hour is not what I needed at that point.
No.
It's kind of like when you're scuba diving. You don't
Scuba diving, yeah.
And I've heard, somebody fact checked me, I've heard more people die on the way down from Mount Everest than on the way up.
Really?
Right?
Might
So
be.
descending is where people get in trouble.
If you're
apparently.
descending too quick.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gravity kicks in and all of a sudden you're like, hey, this is easy. It's like, no, dude, slow down. It's okay. So that was eye-opening enough that that's where I'm very conscious of, like, you know, training equipment. I still don't have very good first aid training, but I do travel in a group intentionally. I don't know that I'll ever do a solo trip like that again. Like, that scarred me enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary.
Like, if he was in the room, I'd probably be in tears right now. Like, that was, as a parent, that's pretty eye-opening.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm powerless to do anything right here. And I caused this, right? That was crazy. So, you know, being 100 miles from a hospital, there's definitely a benefit there, but I always make sure there's a guy in the group. I'm like, you were a paramedic, right? Cool.
Yeah, we're cool. You're coming with me. No.
Yeah. What I don't know is that just because he was a paramedic, he can't save your ass. But still, that's beside the point.
That's why I travel with Allie.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. You can never have too many nurses around.
Yeah, there you go.
Seriously, it's
She's dying to stab me with a needle. I know it.
Come on. Pass out, Ben. Come on.
yeah. So it's pretty cool. That's the thing in a group, is that there's just kind of that sense of, like, mutual aid, right? Like, just kind of like,
yeah.
There's a lot of training here, a lot of skills here, a lot of stuff here. Everybody, we all have things in
It takes a
duplicate,
village, you know, to come together
and we have redundant systems on top of redundant systems.
Always, yeah.
Redundant food on redundant food.
Beer and
Beer.
Well, that was like one of the things that kind of
have alcohol for 3 people, but it's just me.
Yeah, I got plenty. Yeah. No, if we went on a trip that one time, we were up in and we hit that snowstorm, and the Land Rover broke down, and I had my
that's
daughter, and like, but we didn't have any cell service, and that freaked me out. You know, the blizzard's
Burns
coming in.
Canyon Road.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
I haven't done that trail yet, too. I've heard that.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
cool.
fun in the snow.
It's like a rough fire road.
yeah.
It's a fire road up to Big Bear, basically,
Yeah,
from like Pioneer
Joshua
Town.
Pioneer
J3,
Town. Yeah.
okay.
Well, yeah, somebody just got buried out there, stuck in the snow. But yeah, my alternator died out there, and I'm like, what do I fucking do? I don't know. And like, had my daughter with me, and we were just going up there for a quick day trip. So we didn't have cold weather clothes, didn't have any of the gear.
We had jackets, so we didn't have overnight cold.
Yeah, we didn't have
stuff,
overnight.
right?
We didn't have like we were eating Oreos and Coors Light. That was our dinner.
I had lots of Coors Light. He had
Lots of Coors Light.
Oreos.
These are
Oreos.
survival skills.
Yes.
Honestly.
We didn't have the food we needed.
If
so-
we're gonna die, we're gonna die having a great time.
we were enjoying it. Come on. But like that in my head, I'm like, dude, what do I like? You know, I don't want to risk my daughter. I mean, whatever. If I fuck up, I fuck up. But like, yeah, that freaked me out a little bit. So I'm like, I'm getting a wee boost, which whatever.
Right.
But you know, like
He needs Starlink now.
yeah, I'm looking at the Starlink too now.
Because Wi-Fi will solve this. I'll find a YouTube
You can
certified
Mechanic on how to fix
No,
my
but you can send
alternator.
a message like
and-
through like iMessage is actually data.
yeah.
So you can actually send a data.
Yep.
Starlink is game changing.
Dude, I want
It
that.
is.
I've got a neighbor
I can
that
work.
works. I've got a neighbor that works remotely for a software company from a travel trailer.
Yeah, a lot.
Anywhere she wants to go, and she's like in her 20s.
Yeah.
In a travel trailer, living the dream.
Dude, why was that not around when I was
Right?
in
I know. She's like, yeah, I'm in the
bitch.
Black Hills this week, and I'll be in, Mississippi in a couple weeks, and it is what it is.
I technically could be doing that, like, cause I work remote.
I cannot.
I just gotta have internet service so I can like look at blueprints and do emails and all that fun stuff.
I have to have cell service and a quiet environment. I tried this a couple times
Well,
where they're
that's
like,
why you're up in
they're
the
like,
mountains and
they're like,
trees.
are you at the beach? Like, no.
What's that crashing sound in the back?
I hear seagulls.
That's right. You did. I saw one of your posts.
It's my calming music. It's my calming
You're like
music.
posted up at the beach, dude. I'm like,
No, yeah, that's my white
office
noise. That's
today,
my
yeah.
white noise.
Yeah.
Let me pause Spotify.
Hold on. Yeah.
Alexa.
First world problems. First world problems right there.
Right. For sure.
How rad is that though? Like that that's
dude.
possible.
The capabilities now. And it's not like everybody's like, oh, I thought you were trying to get out, to nature to be off the grid. It's not that. I'm not like, okay, I can drive out to the pines
I'm
and
living my
watch
life
YouTube.
where I want, when I want.
Yeah.
How about that? Like, how about I'm working 40 hours a week from whatever location I choose?
Yeah, if I can.
That's amazing.
Like honestly, this is America's moment to be kind of like our version of the European holiday. They go on a holiday for like a month.
A month. August,
like-
it just shuts down.
Yeah, and they just shut down. Like, why can't we just have our version of it, which is a modified, okay, we're super capitalistic and everything, that's cool, but we can do it from a vacation.
Yeah. This is true. So
You know?
that you must encounter that then. If you have
If I have what?
sorry, we'll do this.
No.
We're not talking day jobs. Okay.
No,
we can.
we can. That's fine. We have team members in like Switzerland
Yeah.
because our other European headquarters is in Switzerland and
Okay.
everything. So yeah, like they go on holidays, you know.
So you just have no meetings in the month of August? Like how does that work?
I don't really meet with them, but I'm
Okay.
sure that they just kind of take off and
That's pretty rare.
holiday.
I kind of think we should institute that here, honestly. I think
Oh, yeah.
America should adopt
Our mental health, man. I'm
4-day
noticing
work
it.
week. I'm all for
Okay,
it.
although August of all months, dear God, really?
Yeah,
like nobody
we
would
could
go
pick a
anywhere.
different month.
Like, yeah, let's pick June.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, June is when before it gets too hot. You have the June gloom. You got the, you know.
Yeah.
July's when it starts
I actually
getting
love
too hot.
June. June's like one of my
Me
in
too.
California,
Me too.
Southern California.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although last couple of years we've gone Pacific Northwest with our camping trips in June, and boy, is that wet.
Oh, I bet.
Oh my God.
Where were you just traveling recently? Was that what you were? You weren't in your Tundra though, were you?
I've been known to post things out of chronological order.
Yeah, tricky.
This happened 3 years ago.
Yeah, I've never done that.
I don't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
People are always like, "Oh,
where
dude,
was
you're
I?
up there this weekend." Me
It's
too.
called-
I'm like,
It's called a latergram.
later.
There
It's
you
the
go.
later. It's the latergram.
Nothing, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. So we did the snow trip, but I haven't camped in a long time.
Okay. Yeah. I guess
I don't think any of us have. When was the old
Actually, so we
we've
opened
done a
our-
lot of events and stuff.
Where was that? My son and I opened our GFC and we realized it was all wet, and it was just from sitting in the driveway. It wasn't from actually camping in the rain. I was like, oh.
You must got a little link or something.
It was at a. Oh, we were in Yosemite, New Year's Eve in Yosemite. That was rad.
Okay.
We spent New Year's
yeah.
Eve at the Awani, the lodge,
yeah.
like the historic
really?
lodge. Yeah.
Oh,
So my
bitchin'.
sister-in-law. This is right when the kind of biblical rain started. I think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
late December is when people are like, "This isn't
We're getting a
normal."
little, yeah.
New Year's, she somehow scores reservations, and she's like, "Hey, I've got a room at the lodge. You guys can hang out with us in the evening, and then you can just go camp at the North Pines campground in the Yosemite Valley." Which I was like, "Oh!" And it had been raining all day on the way in, and there's 3 routes into Yosemite, right? You can come from the south from Fresno,
Yeah.
from due west through Merced, or kind of from the northwest through like God, is that Oakwood? I want to say is the name of the town.
No,
bugging
it's just off of.
Oakhurst.
It might be. No.
Hey, Jamie, pull that up.
I was just talking to somebody about it because we were talking about the lake right there, Mono Lake right outside.
Oh no, that's far east and south.
But there's
I'm
I thought
talking
you
from
were
Eastern.
north. So from the Bay Area, if you were to go to Yosemite, this would be.
I was thinking about the 395. The
I'm going to stick with my original. It's Oakhurst.
it might be then.
That's
Okay.
let's
I
go
think it's
with that.
somewhere
Yeah.
else.
So anyways, so we're coming and there's rock falls. Like we're coming around the corner on the
Really?
highway and there's boulders in the side of the road, maybe half the size of a Volkswagen Bug, right? Like
Jeez.
no joke, the kind that would take you out.
Yeah.
And we just keep driving. And there's about 10
Dodging
cars
it,
and
weaving
we're
in
all
and out of
together.
them.
And yeah, and you go along the I want to say that's Merced River where there's like a railroad on the other side. It was just epic. But when we got to Yosemite Valley, we realized that we just kind of dodged some serious stuff.
Jeez.
And the roads were closing more or less behind us. So now we're in Yosemite Valley, New Year's Eve. It's like straight out of a movie, right? Like at the spooky old lodge. It's like, oh, great. And it was pretty rad. But the gosh, where was I going with this? So anyway, we end up we kind of hung out. We hung out hung out, and we're talking about
Your
recent trips.
tent was wet. Yes.
Yes, recent trips. So we hung out all evening until it was actually probably till 2 a.m. in the Awani Lodge, and then we drove over to North Pines, which is the only campground open that time of year. And we get out of the truck and it's 3 inches of water. No matter which door you get out, you're in 3 inches of water.
No way. That much.
And my son and I are like, this is gonna suck. And we go and then we open the tent and just a corner of it, not bagging on the GFC design. We love that tent, but just the corner on his side was wet. And we think it's because we were parked at an angle in the driveway of this is my dad's house in NorCal. And that's one of the more recent trips that I'd done, but otherwise I hadn't camped in quite a while, and it was kind of bugging me.
Yeah.
Like when you do it all the time, and there were months where I'll camp 3 weeks out of 4.
Yeah.
Three
used to do
weekends
that
out of
every
4.
weekend.
Yeah, right. And when you don't for a while, you're like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah. You
Am
start
I-
jonesing for it a
right?
little bit, you know? Yeah.
It is kind of amazing.
I kind of feel like I need some camp therapy.
Yeah.
You know, because I haven't been camping since New Year's Eve. I was with Allie and Mike, and then
no
the
way.
Overland, the flatbed with the
Yeah.
Before we came, we did a Mojave Trail.
Oh, nice.
It was awesome.
Dude,
it's our
the
annual
whole
pilgrim.
thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
No.
Okay.
All the loops.
You went all the way east to Needles and started there.
No, we started
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Nevada. That we filled up
Okay.
at the gas
Yeah, yeah.
station
At
in
the casino
Nevada,
there.
the casino, and
That's
then
the whole thing?
He did
started
the
on-
proper. There's
Yeah,
all the way to
all
Afton.
different offshoots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Oh, so I've only done the middle kind of third. So I don't know where we just got off 40 and went north somewhere.
Okay, did you
And-
go to Lava Tubes?
No. New York Mountains. I know we camped there. It was pretty
Okay,
epic.
so you're basically in my head. You're day 2.
Yeah, day 2. That's what I'm saying. The middle, the middle third, the middle third,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you're day 2 or 3. Yeah,
And it was amazing. But I'm somebody
that's
on
my favorite section too.
Somebody in our group was like, "Yeah, you're not missing much to the east. It's just washboard for miles."
most of it is. There's some cool little attractions and stuff like Fort Paiute and all
But
that.
that's the thing.
kind of stuff.
I haven't seen the big stuff. I haven't seen the lava tubes. I haven't seen all the big ticket stuff.
Yeah,
right?
you gotta
So
put-
you gotta
the-
go.
I
with
need to
us.
do the whole thing.
Day 2 and day 3 are like my favorites. Yeah.
Nice.
So
So it's true that day 1 is a little rough.
no, I like day 1.
It's just featureless. Like
It's not a lot of.
That's why you
yeah.
start it there because it's a
There's
lot
the
of,
wheeling section going up the mountainside to get to the tabletop where all the Joshua trees are and everything.
depending on which
so-
route you go. Because I don't go that route. I went a different route.
Okay, yeah, because there's Fort Paiute, but
Yeah.
you come back down and then you go along the pole line road basically, and then you basically make a right hand turn and just start heading west, and you go up through this little canyon area, and you have to like do a little bit of wheeling on it. And there's this one area that's kind of like a pucker moment where you're sideways going to the like 100-foot drop off on your left,
Oh, where that washout is?
where the washout is, because
yeah.
we had so much rain, and they literally on that big 3500 Ram, super heavy, and he's just gonna go across it, and he was like freaking out. I don't blame
White
him.
knuckle on that
He was
one,
white knuckling it, but
Dude.
there comes a point where like they actually had wood boards down, and he had to put his tires on them because he's so wide, and so we were like, once you get here, you just got to gun it, dude.
Just
you
go.
gotta
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah. At that
have to
point,
commit.
yeah.
You have to commit. And he was all like, "Oh, he did it, man." And his truck didn't have a problem. I can understand why it was sketchy, but he made it
it's
through
pretty
fine.
top heavy, and you got that.
It was very top heavy. He was tilting, and he hadn't driven it like that before. He's done rock crawling, but not
Right,
in this rig.
right.
You don't know how it's going to
Yeah.
react. So, long story short, Mojave's amazing. It's therapeutic, man.
and I think we're so lucky, right? Like guys come from the Midwest,
Yeah, we're spoiled.
and even further east just to wheel the Mojave Road.
Yeah.
And we are so lucky.
Yeah,
our
we take it for
backyard.
granted. Like growing up, like I grew up in San Diego, and like going to Anza-Borrego and those kind of places. To me, I'm like, yeah. But like other people are like, dude, that's a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
See, I was NorCal until middle of high school, and then I hadn't been to San Diego to Anza-Borrego until, gosh, I was in my 30s,
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
and I was like, oh my
This is
gosh,
right,
this
yeah.
is San Diego County. Like, it is so unique.
Yeah.
It is amazing, and people
It's
do
beautiful.
come from really far to wheel there. We take it for granted, man.
yeah, it's our
we're so
backyard. You know.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we take a lot for granted, actually. But
Yeah.
the time off during COVID, when we could have been traveling, that's we were just talking about that earlier. When we did some traveling, but we could have done more. But
Yeah, it was weird though, right? Like
It
you didn't
was.
even know what was open. A lot of campgrounds were closed. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. We're going to transmit that.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, you just got to go dispersed. And,
yeah, you had to go disperse.
Yeah, South Carlsbad State Beach. I know they did every other campsite for like,
oh, that's right. They spaced everybody
for
out.
like a year. Yeah,
Well, you don't know what you don't know. So,
true.
Are you going to do the? I know you mentioned it to me. The Tundra takeover in Sedona or whatever it's
Tundras
called.
to Sedona.
Tundra to
Dude,
Sedona.
that is a
When is that?
a
Is
really unique event. It's coming up. It's
In April?
April 25th to like the 30th.
Okay. I'm trying to do it. But
Yeah, put on by a guy out of Phoenix, Kevin Kavanaugh. Awesome guy. He just, I think on a whim, he just put it together through kind of a Tundra forum.
Okay.
And it's just an awesome event. They map out all the trails in the Sedona area, and you can download them all on Gaia. and go do whatever trails you want. Put together a group of guys or follow other guys that are going from camp. So there's kind of a central camp area like on the top of Schnebley.
Yep.
Okay, I was wondering how they're going to do that.
I'm sure you know the one. There's
Yeah.
one giant.
It's Schnebley Hill Road.
Yeah.
And it connects to the I-17.
You can still hear the freeway, which always bums me out. I'm
I
like, here we are out
always-
under the stars, middle of nowhere, and you can still hear trucks.
Depends on, like,
going
we-
up 17.
we go as
Depends on how close you get.
close to the canyon as we
We
can.
always go close to the Sedona side, so it's
Oh
like
no, yeah,
literally-
we're right off 17. Like, so we're
yeah. You need
camping.
that
There's like
bigger-
guys with fifth wheels and side by
Yeah,
sides.
yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Like right
We
when you
are
first
not
pull
that-
in there. Yeah.
No, so if you were to get off 17 at whatever off ramp that is and go
Schnebley
like
Hill Road.
2 miles, we're right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's rad. I mean, they've had as many as they've had over 200 Tundras there in that opening, and there's 2 different campsites. There's the family section, go to bed at a reasonable hour,
Fair,
and
smart.
nothing but just
I was
the best-
wondering how they're
only
gonna
the
do
best language there, and then you go over to the other side, which is the party
the
all
other
night
side
side
of the tracks.
Next thing you know, there's guys,
shady side.
I mean, they're definitely having a good time over there, and it's cool because you can kind of just choose for yourself. So you can like put your family. I did
park
it
right in the middle.
My first year, I put my kids over on one side. I made sure they were asleep at 10, and then I wandered over to the campfire.
Yeah,
And
perfect.
awesome guys though, and I mean, everything you could want to know about Tundras. It's opening up to. I mean, there's a lot of non.
wanna go out there
every
just
year.
so I
There's a
can
lot
get some
of
ideas
Forerunners,
and-
tacos, and
More
beyond.
people are joining.
They would not
and it's-
allow a Colorado there.
No.
They would. They would. There's guys. I mean, I've met guys that have driven from the East Coast. I think the last year I did it, there's a guy from Virginia that was in the group.
Really?
It's. I mean, among
Probably growing, too,
among the Tundra crowd. The cool thing is Toyota USA acknowledged it. So when they
Oh, really?
unveiled the new Tundra, it was October of 2020. 2021, 2020, October of 2021. You know how you see the cars on the road that are like under wraps?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, covered in.
Yeah,
like,
they drove one of those
disguising
in.
them.
So there were 2 of them there, right? So the Pandra, Alan Price.
Yeah.
Great guy. He was there
That was a
driving. He was there driving the TRD Pro, and so he had that one, and that one was all kind of unveiled, so to speak. It was a prototype, technically, I guess, or like not a vehicle that would ever be.
Non-production model.
You got it. And so he had that, but then they came in with a limited, and they came up from I guess there's a testing facility somewhere near Gilbert, a Toyota.
Yes, there is. There was one. I forgot what it was.
In Maricopa or someplace, I feel like there's a testing facility, and so an engineer came up with that one. It was in wraps, and we got to pull the wraps off, and it was kind of the first.
Oh, how cool!
It was the first unveiling of like a limited, of
Really?
like a
At that
non-TRD
event?
Pro at that event. So it was cool that Toyota USA took notice.
Actually, yeah.
of that. And it's a good time. It's as long as you want it to be. The main events, I feel like Friday is Go Fast Friday.
Okay.
They go up to the Cinders.
I would say Cinders is kind of like the Dune.
Like-
Yeah.
And they mark out a course, and it's time trial style. So
for real?
you're not racing head to head, but you're racing the clock.
Time attack.
Dude, it is. There are some long travel Tundras that come up. There's different classes, but there's a long travel class, and there's one guy in particular. His name's escaping me right now.
I
Is that
love
the
Comes up,
cement
comes
gray
up
one?
from what's that?
Is that the cement gray one
No,
also?
it's a black one, and
Oh,
it's amazing. And it's amazing to watch these guys go, and they kill this course. They're doing 30 around corners that you and I'd be taking like 5 miles an hour. Like this. There's like, it's just awesome to watch, and it's a good time. And so that's Friday, and then trail runs kind of all week long, and like I said, it's what you want it to be.
Okay, because I was
if you
worried.
wanted-
Like I think you were saying like it starts like on a Wednesday or something
It
like
does.
that.
It does. By Thursday, it's getting pretty.
Filling in.
Yeah,
more
and then
more.
Friday for sure. But Go Fast Friday is the big draw, and that's I'd say it starts about lunchtime on Friday.
Okay.
And so
I was thinking like trying to
Rad.
be part of it somehow, like just run out there for the weekend
do
or
it.
something.
I'm thinking about the same thing. I mean, we've taught a class there last year. We taught a recovery class just pretty quick.
the Cinders would
but
be a rad place to do
yeah,
it.
we're
'cause
thinking of
it's
doing a
kinda-
couple different recovery
yeah.
classes this year, and I'm hoping to make it out there. And
They need to bring big magnets to the Cinders to pick up all the pallet nails.
Dude, we were up there not too long ago, and like we were like, oh, there's a nail right there. Oh, there's another nail. We literally filled up like a bag full of just nails. It was crazy.
I want one of those, like
Yeah, the
roofers,
roller ones.
that roofers use,
Yeah.
right? After they do,
Construction sites, yeah.
yeah, and they come up with like handfuls of nails.
Crazy, yeah.
Heck
Yeah. So Cinders is it's a pretty unique area. If you haven't been, I mean, being from Arizona,
Yeah,
it's
if
cool.
people haven't been there before, it's like lava rock just crushed down to find like
it's like Pebble Beach,
Yeah.
but lava rock.
Yeah.
So it's
And it's-
black and dusty,
so it's like
and
black sand dunes almost.
it's amazing.
Yeah, so,
it's
yeah.
very unique.
in the pines.
In the
Pines,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. And there's a big old hill. There's a couple different hills,
Yeah,
but
they
there's
have some
usually only
hill
the side
climb
by
stuff.
sides get up there, right?
Yeah.
But Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, if you're thinking about going, let me know, man.
Yeah, I might like carpool out there with you, and we'll do. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing any time trials, but I'll do a spectate.
I'm after. So Broken Arrow is always a good run, right?
Yeah,
Broken Arrow. Icon was there last year with their new Tundra on Broken Arrow, and they were doing some pretty cool. There's some great shots. You know, Broken Arrow is super photographic.
Yeah.
Submarine Rock and all that stuff, and it's just a good time. And so last year there were only a handful of the new Tundras. I'm sure this year there'll be a dozen more.
Yeah,
and it's cool to kind of look at other people's builds and what they're doing with them.
Yeah, I love it just to get ideas and see.
And
how
you can talk about like
you
said with the random, you know, if it's a little sluggish and when it's cold. I mean, there's going to be some guy that has the exact same issue, and we'll be able to diagnose it. There's some really smart guys. I think there's even another dude that works for Toyota, but he just comes as a Tundra guy, not as a Toyota guy.
Oh, okay.
And his name escapes me, but he also works at, I think, the same facility down in Phoenix. And so you get some pretty good knowledge of what it's intended to do. And you feel like you're giving feedback on the design of the next one, but I'm sure they're we've heard
like,
that.
No,
really, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Why don't you fill out an email and send that to me? But the when the new one was unveiled, it was pretty rad. It was
the hype on that was
guys.
Yeah.
And so the Pandora was there last year. I don't know if he's going to be there this year or not, but I know I talked to Tim Muniz, if you're familiar with him.
That's familiar. I can't.
He's got a pretty rad. He's got an Icon sponsored TRD Pro in the Solar Octane.
Oh, okay.
He's out of Post Falls, Idaho, and he's thinking of coming all the way down. He hangs out. He and Max Powell have done a few videos.
Okay, yeah.
Great guy, Tim. I've hung out with him a couple times. Super awesome guy. But if he's considering coming all that way, it's like. That's got to be worth it.
It's got to be something.
Yeah,
and if Tim's there, there's going to be some crazy if Tim's there, man.
Oh yeah.
He's been known to give in to the impulses. And, let's find some jumps or something like that. That's got Tim written all over it.
Right on.
So yeah, it'll be a good time, man. If you do go, I don't know.
I don't think I got a whole lot going in April. What we're in March, right?
Dude, we're almost to April.
March.
We are like 8 days away or something.
Fast.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
Well, it's towards the end of April. I think I might be able to.
So we got the same weekend though as Duckfoot.
Oh, is it?
Riggs and Bruises the 20. No, it's the week after. Riggs and Bruises the 23rd.
That's right. Yeah. We were discussing
this
it just
starts
recently.
the 25th. There is something on the 30th, but I can't even think of what that is.
There's something every weekend nowadays.
Adventure Van Expo for us. We're going to San Juan Capistrano on the 29th and 30th.
Oh, that's right. We drove through there one time. We were going to.
No way.
It was funny because we were going out Ortega.
Yeah.
And we were going to what's the beach?
San Onofre?
No, Doheny. We were gonna go hang out there, Chateau Tacoma, and some other people, and so we went out there for a night, and we were just hanging out on the beach and stuff like that. And the beach closed at like 10, so we're gonna head back up the Ortega to head home, and we get about halfway up and realize they have it closed for like construction. So I'm like, well, son of a bitch, dude. Now it's like 11 o'clock.
Oh, my God. Now you get all the way up to the 91.
Yeah. So we're like, well, that's the thing. Like, well, what do we do? It's 11 o'clock. So we're driving back and we saw they had the Van Expo going there. Like, well, maybe we can just sneak into there and just park and nobody will know. Like,
did you?
It's like midnight now. And like, we had the Land Rover at the time. And we drove in. Nobody stopped us. And like we just kept driving around, but we couldn't find an empty stall anywhere to park. And like there's like a handful of people out still, like by their campfires and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know. They're all gonna wake up in the morning and see this busted old Land Rover parked in the middle of all their Sprinter vans. I mean, who the fuck is this guy? So we didn't. We ended up having to go down to the 76, and I was hitting the wall by that time, and we ended up.
You got a room.
Yeah, being true Overlanders, we got a hotel room
off the 76.
Yeah. Or right by Legoland, we had to find one. Yeah, because we couldn't
roughing it in Carlsbad.
Yeah. Right. Well, no, we tried finding campsites everywhere. Nothing was open. Everything was closed or booked, and we couldn't find anything. No yellow posts anywhere nearby, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, we were just I'm not going to drive for another hour. I'm done. So
it's dangerous, right?
Yeah. I was fading. So
I'm looking forward to the Adventure Van Expo. I got to say that's a totally different crowd for us. We're definitely
big too.
And
It's huge.
I mean, 150,000 to start on one of those.
They're insane.
Yeah.
And then they put another 100 into it.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, you only have a fridge freezer combo? Where's the microwave? Like it gets pretty. They get very plush. And they're amazing. And it's
like a
more
motorhome,
refined,
but small.
It is. I kind of like that idea, and I'm not going to rule that out for me in the future, man. Like I'm not always going to need a 6-seater. Like
We
kids
looked
get
at that before doing the 4-wheel camper. That was like our idea. We're gonna get a Sprinter van. Dude. We need more long range. And
good luck finding one though. That's the trick, right?
Yeah. Well, we were finding them, but they're still just stupid expensive.
Too much margin.
Yeah. Too much. Too much what?
Too much margin.
Too much of that thing that keeps businesses alive.
Right?
Yeah, totally. It is pretty cool though, and we're teaching. We just did a class last week in Oceanside, just off 76 at Outpost Vans. They're a van upfitter, and we did a recovery class there as part of their event, and it's pretty cool. I mean, we get the same response, same input from folks in the van space. They're hey, there's a lot of folks that are new. We're kind of intimidated by all this recovery talk. What is it? How do we do it safely?
And they're the ones who should probably learn up on it.
Big rigs.
Yes. So for them,
many of which are 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's interesting
Because 4-wheel drives are actually hard to find.
Many of which have winches. We're kind of amazed at how many have winches. Like it's almost kind of standard that they have winches these days. And it begged the question, well, how do you use that thing? And what tools do you use with it?
Yeah, we were on Rattlesnake Canyon just 2 weekends ago, and we were doing the trail, and there was a Sprinter van with us, and he had to pull his winch twice.
That's rad.
Yeah, and I'm like,
see, I love that kind of. I think
he went for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you know Brian Lau?
Yeah, more than ever.
Oh, more than ever. Yeah.
We were trying to
hey,
get
bro,
him on,
do you even jump your van? I mean, come on. Dude, Brian is no holds barred. That is impressive to watch. He is all about pushing that thing to its limits, and for good reason. Like he's
I met him? You know how I met him? It was at summer camp.
Okay.
And I was supposed to have somebody with me, but it didn't end up happening. And I was rolling in solo, and I just parked my car, and then he's right there. He's got his Starlink out and everything, and he's like, just living life. And I was just introducing myself, talking to him or whatever. And then I look down and I look at his super size wheel, for what they call
super
it.
Singles.
The super singles.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, that weld is broken.
Oh,
he was like, oh shit.
no way.
Yeah. So I pointed out his whole wheel was like just broken. And he's like, "Oh my god,
So that could have been bad."
Yeah, so then he ended up, fixing it and swapping it out and all the other stuff. But I was like looking down, I was like, "Hey," because he was talking about his super single. I'm like, "Yeah, your super single."
I'm not a van
cool,
guy,
it's super broken right now.
It's not supposed to be like that, right?
Yeah, but that's how I met
That's so
him.
cool.
And in fact, Brian and I and his father, we actually did the side-by-side tour in Moab. So it was just the three of us
At summer camp.
camp. Yeah,
That's so cool.
So just the three of us, we had our own little private tour of Moab, dude.
Oh,
It
that's
was
like
awesome.
nobody else.
So to Frank and Ali's credit, it sounds like they put on a hell of a summer camp.
Oh, no, they did it.
Coordinated
They did
that
it.
with Fieldcraft too, right? Wasn't it at
Yeah.
their property at one point? I mean,
Yeah, that was at the second
up in
portion of
Utah.
it, too.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, insane.
Okay, so I have to know: are you going to have Frank and Ali on here?
They
We
have
already
been.
had.
Or Ollie's been.
Ollie.
Okay.
came on.
He was on here before you were on his podcast.
Yeah, because I was just on his last
Okay.
episode. Yeah.
All right, that's very cool.
And we talked to Trail Chasers, and we're going to go on their podcast.
Yeah.
I don't think I know those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They've been
yeah.
around since 2016.
Yeah.
Trails.
They're the old school.
Yeah. They got
Are
a
they
big
here
following.
locally?
Yeah, they're in Norco, I think. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm still new.
I met him at the YOLO Wheelin event this past weekend.
How was that?
I didn't go to that one. I was at the expo. He went
Okay,
to
right.
YOLO.
This was the one, the high desert. What was it called?
No. this
no.
Oh,
was,
I'm thinking of a different thing then.
No, this is right off the 91 in Anaheim. Right, you know where the 241 and 91 are?
Yeah, okay.
They have that, the Green River Basin or whatever
Yeah.
they call it or whatever. They have this RV park in there. And you literally exit instead of getting on the 241, because I was like, where's the exit? Because I was getting off on the 241. I was like, this isn't how I get there. It's right underneath the overpass of the 241 to go. And there's an RV park right when it ends. And then it's just trees. It feels like you're in the wilderness. It's really weird.
Google Maps says I go down this embankment.
Yeah.
Here we are.
You get off at like a Great Basin Road or whatever it is. But anyways,
Yeah.
You get off and you dead end at basically this RV park right after you go through the light, and then there's the RV park. It's a super nice RV park.
Wow.
And they have showers, all this other stuff. It's really cool. So then they were posted up way in the back, so you had to drive through the whole RV park, and they have like this, huge contraption. It looks like a summer camp type of thing where you're like walking across boards and you're on a harness and everything, and you're doing all this like zip line type stuff. And there's like some playgrounds for the kids, super nice. And you get back there, and that's where they had the whole little setup back there.
Wow,
all the vendors and everything. It was pretty cool.
That's right.
It was pretty small, but it was their first event.
Okay.
Really cool people, and Trail Chasers was there, so I was talking to them. They're doing giveaways. ORW was there. They actually even had totally random. They had this water hydroponics type of setup. It wasn't illegal or anything. It was like this.
Hey, it's legal in some states,
right?
Yeah.
No, what it was this tower of vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
And then it had this water filtration system. It was like waterfalls going down it internally, and it had a pump and everything. Wow. And you could like grow strawberries, tomatoes, whatever you want. Like they had that stuff there.
Wow.
But it was super cool.
Everything. Yeah.
A little bit of everything. They even had a German Shepherd rescue there. So there's a ton of German Shepherds and stuff. It was so random, but it was so cool.
That's pretty cool.
Not a ton of people, but maybe it was the time I went. So who knows?
That's awesome. It was put on by YOLO.
YOLO Wheelin', I think of their Instagram.
They only have like 600 or 700 followers, but I'm sure
they just started.
This has nothing to do with the wild YOLO.
No.
No.
Yeah, she's partnering up with Project Healand actually, right?
Yep.
now.
We had him on the podcast too.
Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Good
cool
guy.
guy.
Good guy. He's doing big things.
Yeah.
He's like 37s.
Yeah.
On a Sprinter van.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No
You
way.
didn't see his post.
No.
You showed it to me.
Yeah.
Brian Lyle's only running 30. He's not even running 35s, right?
No, I don't remember what his.
And Rob's running 37s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah,
now.
that's fantastic.
if I can
Who can
find
go
it.
bigger?
Yeah.
I got
40s on a
37s. I got
Sprinter.
40s.
Yeah. Fiberglass fenders. Is that
Yeah.
what's next? Long travel sprinters.
travel
Long
sprinters.
travel
Yeah.
sprinters.
Well, that's
Yes.
what he needs next.
Hey, if you don't jump your sprinter, folks, you're not doing
Who
it
are
right.
you?
Yeah. I got to say though, that's talking about the recovery class for sprinter van drivers and just any adventure van driver, right? Like that. They definitely take fewer risks with the vehicle, but I also find that they're more interested in getting unstuck too. Like I think there's more at risk. Yeah, because exactly. They want to get off their grid. They want to get way the heck out there. Yeah. Screw the rest of you guys. Like we're doing this for the weekend, and they don't have help. So self-recovery for them is critical.
100%.
You should do. Have you talked with like Cody, Expedition America and stuff? Yeah, okay, because I know he does a lot of Sprinter van stuff. So
yeah, and he does recovery for the SOT trips.
Yeah.
And Cody's got a lot of experience from his military background. I mean, he's recovered freaking
everything,
not just deuce and a halves. I think that guy's recovered like amphibious vehicles.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's pretty awesome to listen to his stories. But yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of need for education, I think, out there, and we want to be in that space. We have Deadman University that we're kind of trying to launch more in the way of classes and education. So it's not just about the products. I think we're going to start offering. I've done a couple classes for a group, SoCal Misfits. That we've done classes on Fiesta Island with them.
Yeah,
where you actually go down and get stuck in the sand
on purpose
on Fiesta Island.
Use your gear.
Early on a Sunday, Fiesta's kind of quiet. I mean, the rest of the time, the rest of the time, I couldn't care less for Fiesta.
I've never been down there, but
it's odd. Used to be the landfill for the city of San Diego. So people that approach that water like it's amazing and tropical. I'm like,
the tourists. No.
No thanks. But we've done some classes down there, and we're going to be doing more in the way of that kind of stuff.
Oh, that'd be rad.
I think we're going to do one that's probably maybe van focused or just larger vehicle focused. Because vans, 10,000 pounds is not uncommon for a Sprinter van fully loaded.
Yeah.
And so, they need a little more substantial equipment for that, but it's still the same concepts, and they're definitely eager to learn. So
is the Deadman University, right, that is it a website there?
So it's on our website now. It's just kind of a separate little page on there where we're going to post. We need to post more in the way of YouTube videos that we have on talking about not only using our products but just basic
educational.
Sorry, it was going through my head. You have to get YouTube certified. Recovery.
YouTube recovery certified. I like that. I like that. All right.
From Deadman University. Okay,
Deadman Academy, actually.
Academy.
Dang it. I said that wrong. No, I said it wrong.
Okay.
So it's got the Deadman, but like that logo right there. But
Yeah, the old
he's
school
got the little
smiley
hat.
face.
He's got the little hat like he's at graduation.
Oh,
The
nice.
tassel
nice.
hasn't been moved yet.
There you go.
You got to earn
there
it.
you go. Yeah. So
The shackle.
because we want to, I don't know. There are definitely organizations out there teaching recovery, but I think a lot of them are very technical and they want to like certify you at the cost of thousands of dollars.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
It takes, a week or more. And I think if we're going to get the education out there, we need to kind of
Start
dumb it down a
gradual.
little bit as
Yeah.
far as like, it doesn't have to be this kind of gatekeeping situation, guys. Like you don't need to be fully certified. Let's just talk about the basics, safety. If you want to keep going at that, by all means, there's organizations out there that will do that. But we don't think it
Fundamentals.
We don't think there
Yeah,
has to be a
yeah.
whiteboard involved and crazy equations to figure out like, hey, what's my minimum braking strength? What's my working load limit? And these things and just
Difference between,
keep
like,
it simple.
Yeah, like the kinetic ropes versus just like a toe strap. You can't just, like when I was growing up in high school, like we didn't know any better. We all just had those yellow toe straps and just
Right. Take a
fuck
running
it.
start with a toe
Yeah,
strap. And you're
fuck
like,
it,
oh
yeah.
my God, no wonder your bumper went flying. Yeah. Seriously.
I
But-
may or may not have lost a bumper or
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
But
But like
and
back then
recovery
we didn't
point-
know. That's just what we figured.
And a hitch ball is a recovery
Yeah,
point. I just
yeah.
posted on that today. It's
Fucking
like,
horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, you all saw that same thing we saw. That's sad.
Yeah. I think
Gotta
a lot
be
of
safe.
it is tragic, and it's in a way, if there's anything good that came of that, it's the fact that I think a lot of people are aware of how dangerous that can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awful, but that's not unheard of. That is not the.
No, oh yeah, it's probably a common use. Oh, it's these. Yeah,
It's hard to watch, and it's hard to watch other YouTubers, very influential YouTubers,
doing the same.
that's really hard for us in the space because we have to combat that. We have to overcome the misinformation, and we look like the
And
bad
there's a
guys.
ton of it out there.
Yeah, we look like the bad guys because like, nope, can't do that. That's bad. That's
Yeah.
hard. But at the same time, it could potentially save a life.
Yeah.
So
And even things like the tree straps and stuff like that, and like how to like anchor properly. Some people don't know. They'll just throw a chain around something and or
It'll
whatever.
damage the tree. even.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I just learned that in the last couple of months, that it's not, the damage to the tree is not necessarily right then and there. A lot of times people are coming back a year later. We hear these anecdotal stories of like, yeah, I anchored to that tree a year or two ago and I came back and it's now dying.
Yeah.
Like that death doesn't
Really?
happen right away. And just because you didn't score the tree trunk that day when you were anchoring to it doesn't mean that damage wasn't done. Yeah. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it does happen. And there are products out there for that. You don't just throw your winch line around the tree.
Yeah.
Tree straps are there for a reason. The anchor that we have works for the same purpose.
Yep.
There are tools out there. And
Yeah.
it's hard, but we don't, when people get stuck, it gets life threatening for some. And we've seen that in the news in the last couple of weeks, right? I mean, there've been people stuck in some random Lytle Creek, that guy. Oh my gosh. Like,
Right.
dude, he had no business being in the first place.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
could he have maybe been a little more prepared? Or, I don't want to armchair quarterback any of these situations, right? Because, oh my God, you never know. Unless you're in that situation, and we've already talked about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we didn't know
all-
his alternator was going to go out.
See?
Things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You don't know
Hindsight's
what's gonna
2020, 100%.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
easy to sit here. Yeah.
Should've checked your alternator before you left.
Totally.
What?
Totally. Yeah. But that's why we travel in groups.
Yeah.
I mean, the solo thing is awesome if you can pull it off, but man, there's some risk involved.
Our buddy Aim, he has your products.
I know that guy. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
met him.
Love
at
that
the
guy.
Super Pacific event.
Yeah,
he has
yeah,
like a
right.
Gladiator, right?
Yeah, with
And he
the
takes
Super
his
Pacific.
family in like insanely
They
deep
just,
snow.
yeah, they just got
Crazy.
back. Yeah.
That guy's
Yeah.
amazing, man. That's,
He goes solo with his 3 kids, his wife, and the whole family, and just goes solo. And
That's
thank
rad.
God he's
Well,
got
he
some good recovery
he's a
equipment.
photographer. And
yes,
so
he
gotta get
posts some
out.
amazing pictures.
the most
Amazing.
crazy landscape photography.
I don't know
Yeah.
how he doesn't have more followers on his Instagram. He should.
Dude, people are sleeping on him, dude. I don't know, man.
I
Shit.
tell you
And
what,
he even
yeah.
posts like phone screens,
Yeah.
like lock
The
screens and
screensaver,
stuff,
yeah.
like screensavers. Like he'll post like just free photos and stuff.
That's cool.
So,
and
yeah,
he's super humble guy too,
Oh, he's
man.
awesome.
I'd
We
talk
love
to
him.
him for 5 or 10 minutes before my buddy like elbowed me, and he's like, "Hey, bro, that guy's a big deal right there."
Yeah.
Seemed like such a cool, like just a family guy, like taking these kids out.
He was one of our very first listeners. That was like an Uber fan. Like
that's right.
When we launched our little hat merch stuff that my wife had basically just kind of made, and then we all said, he's like, I want one of everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you see in all his photos, he's still wearing this hat.
Oh no way.
His kids wear.
He's around here somewhere, right? Like he's Inland Empire.
No, I think he's Orange County.
Yeah. Okay. More towards the coast. Yeah.
He's more.
That's a name you don't forget, though, man.
AIM.
He's all over the place, though, man.
Super cool guy.
Super rad, and it's so funny because his kids they listen to us too, and so I feel bad sometimes. Like I feel bad. Sorry, AIM.
We need to know AIM's kids' names. So
we'll shout them out.
Mention them here.
Yeah.
They look like they're having some amazing adventures, though. I got to say that. I think he posted something fairly recently where the Jeep's just covered in snow. In the morning.
Buried.
I don't know where they went. It looks like maybe 395 Alabama Hills.
I know they're up in.
I think he was in
Mammoth
Alabama Hills area.
Yeah. Dude, did you hear that? Who was cruising Alabama Hills and there was like a dude was flashing his lights like way off in the distance, and there was a van way off the trail.
Really?
They'd pulled over to sleep, and overnight they'd gotten snowed in. I think it's a Tundra guy that I follow, I think. And and they, because they flashed their lights, somebody spotted them and went out and grabbed them and brought them back.
Wow. No way.
Crazy stuff, man.
Wow.
Even we all know Alabama Hills is right off 395. Like that's hard to get to. You should go before the
before the snow melts. Yeah,
no, before they close it forever
completely.
Because we can't have nice things.
Yeah, it's the new Pismo Beach.
Jeez.
Well, they're already limited to how many people can go out there now.
Is that what it is?
I think is
like Pismo. They've limited the access.
Yeah, I think like there's only so many or you can go out there, but you can't camp. I think there's only so many yellow posts now. Same with like Trona and all those kind of places. So they're kind of like
even
trying
Rubicon,
to keep the crowds out there.
Rubicon, the biggest thing is bathrooms. Yeah. You can't bury your stuff in Rubicon, and that's why.
Yeah,
it's all you can only dig so deep. It's like.
Well, that's why like Mass Recovery was just posting all like Sand Hollow and all those areas are going to be closed down, or they're trying to develop homes.
I want to know more about that because if Sand Hollow is a state park, you don't just develop state parks.
It's around there, and I think some of the trails go through some of the land.
The access to it, they're going to cut off the access.
The Southern California, and I'm like, cry me a river, bro. Like that's every day.
Yeah, I know.
That's life.
Career ranch, right?
Yep.
Like, amazing mountain biking today. 4,000 homes tomorrow.
Yeah. Real quick.
That's happening. So I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to know more. I did see that post, but I wanted to know a lot more because something didn't add up. But I get it. Sand Hollow is amazing, and it's hard. Those are bitter pills to swallow when a place that you've been wheeling for years is gone. I get that for sure, but it's just kind of happening, man.
Yeah.
Progress.
It's sad.
Now, Pismo, that's a different story altogether. Pismo that is a fight, and I don't know much about it.
It's a losing fight. I think we're going to lose that one.
I'm worried about that too. It just gets worse and worse. That's why I go every chance I get.
There's only so much area left.
Yeah, I've been probably 5 times in the last year, and prior to that, I'd never been.
Oh wow!
So Rugged Radio's right. They're very active in that fight. I got a buddy.
Yeah, she was on that same thing that we probably both saw with the thing you posted for Sand Hollow because she lives in Sand Hollow.
Oh really?
The Rugged Radios girl. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
I forgot her name. I'll have to look it up. But she was at summer camp. That's who I met. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's
super knowledgeable about radios, by the way. If you want to learn something about radios and comms, man, she will just tell you everything. She actually had a class at summer camp that she did for Rugged Radios.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because you got those smoking deals, dude. When you
Rugged, I gotta say, if you guys have never been, they have a facility up there in, I think it's Grover Beach, so not far from Pismo, and you can go kind of like, they have a cool little taco shop there on their property, and a ton.
Shut up.
They do. They actually do have it almost looks like a retro gas station in a way, like this little taco shop, brand new facility. It is amazing. It's immaculate, but they're doing some good stuff up there, and they're advocating for us in that fight to save Oceano Dunes, which we all know. They're doing some cool stuff, and Dustin's the guy I know up there. I think he's in marketing with Rugged, and I've wheeled with him a few times. Ali knows him well too, and it's a pretty awesome company. They're kind of walking the walk. They're not just talking the talk.
Oh yeah,
in that fight to save Oceano, which is huge. So
good company to support then.
Oh yeah, I have the radios. I love them. I just wish everybody else in our group would switch over to the GMRS.
I'm gonna have to.
I need that conversion sheet though, man. I need somebody to be like, hey, GMRS 17 equals 472.5, whatever. Yeah. I don't know those. I know what channel 16 is, and that's all I got. But I know you can hit some websites.
You know it's 16, right?
No.
4 times 4. That's why 16 is the most common channel.
Okay, that's why we heard
4x4.
We heard a ton of other traffic on channel 16 when I was out at Anza-Borrego. There were lots of other guys on that channel.
Yep, 4x4.
I was talking to this one guy for way too long, and he wasn't even in my group. He wasn't even in my. All right, bro, you go next. Like,
you're way back there.
Okay, you got to make the turn. Oh, my bad. Yeah, Anza-Borrego's changing too, man. I was just out there.
Is it?
Yeah, there's some newer top of calcites closed now. If you guys know that obstacle at the top of calcite, there's like a little bowl you used to play in. That's all fenced off.
Oh man,
Victims of our own success. We can't have nice things.
Well.
That, and then there was another area that was closed off too. I was kind of surprised by that.
There was that was closed off a while back, where we went through.
Oh yeah, the trail ends basically. They won't let you drive back there.
Sandstone?
Yeah, it was Sandstone Canyon.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did that when I could. I did that with, do you know Matt Gerges, Rad Z71?
Yeah.
So he and I went back there years ago now. Gosh,
Overlanders
it's been
and stuff.
4 or 5 years. Yeah. And we went through the gatekeeper at Sandstone, and I consider myself fortunate to have had the opportunity to do that. It's not pretty in a Tundra, man. There's there's a reason they call them sliders. Like, wait, you want me to drive at that rock and then pivot on that rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Post up on that. And
But he got some rad pictures. Actually, they were in Tread Magazine.
Really?
Of the pictures he got. And it's crazy because he's actually...
He's
spotting me and taking professional
same
photography
time,
at the same time. And it was so cool.
Yeah.
But in the end, all you do is get through the gatekeeper, go another couple 100 yards and turn around.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, we just spent an hour through that obstacle. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. And now it's a thing of the past. And it's kind of sad.
You can walk up it.
Yeah.
It is a cool walk. We actually did it at night. If you hit Anza-Borrego or Sandstone on a full moon,
it's all lit up
super cool.
It is cool.
We would park kind of right there by the gatekeeper and just keep walking. You can go another half mile.
Yeah.
And it's
we
pretty
did
cool.
it because we actually went to the very end and we took pictures. It was me, you, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
It was Brokeback Mountaineers time.
That trip. Yeah. Shit.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good times in Anza-Borrego. Always.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
The Brokeback Mountaineer calendar will be coming out soon.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for a couple of years now. I don't think it's ever going to come out.
I'll just get the text version. I'm not sure I need pictures of that. Yeah, you're good.
You don't want the digital calendar on your phone?
Yeah,
No?
come on. You get a new photo every month.
Yeah. Subscribe to our only landers.
Only landers.
Where every month is a super bloom.
That's
yeah.
I like it.
I like it. Oh, man.
Man.
Well, it's been great, man. Thanks for coming on. I mean,
Thanks for having me.
Let's get to some plugs, man. I mean, we talked only a little bit about your products and stuff,
I
but
know.
you have a website where people can find out more information, right?
Absolutely. So deadmanoffroad.com. And that's where you can find out more about the classes at Deadman Academy coming up and just some basic tips on recovery. But our products, you're right. Kinetic ropes. We have the Deadman Earth Anchor, soft shackles. We sell the Crazy Beaver Murder Spork, which is that shovel with the crazy teeth on it that everybody
really?
carries.
That's
That's kind of a status symbol in overlanding, right? Like the Max Tracks. I kind of wish
is.
I'd have gotten on that one a little sooner because they're pretty awesome. And,
You never know when you need a spork.
I'm telling you, that thing's a weapon, man. You live in a rough neighborhood.
Fucking take somebody's
Zombie
job.
apocalypse.
That is no joke. And then something else that we're kind of dabbling now. I touched on the van meetup that we did a couple weeks ago. We found that particular space really. I think a lot of those folks, they're all about the organization, right? Because you have very limited space inside those vans. So we're doing more in the way of prepackaged kits. So we have several different starter kits. We've had those for a while, but now we're starting to sell them in like a roam box. So you can have like an 83 liter, or I think the new size is 55 liter. It's kind of one of their smaller ones.
It's all half the
all
time
in
it's
there.
like, where do I put all this shit?
Yeah,
now?
it's all in there. So it will have the anchor in there, the kinetic rope, several soft shackles, the Factor 55 rope retention pulley, which is like a snatch block. We resell those. So it's just kind of one SKU. One click kind of thing for a good starter pack. You don't even necessarily need to get one that involves a winch. I mean, there's vehicle to vehicle recovery. Kinetic recovery is quite the thing. And so
Pretty popular,
yeah. So we're kind of headed that direction now. It's not just roam boxes, the Zargus box, those really shiny
aluminum.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. We're working on getting something going there too. So that's kind of a new thing for us, and because there are a lot of people getting into this, and a lot of folks, especially in the van space, just want to
Yeah.
Like, just one thing and I'm on my way. So
Charge my credit card. Let's go.
Yeah.
take my money. That's kind of a newer, exciting thing. And if you haven't been to our website in a while, we've redesigned it in the last 6 months or so. And we're working with Unoya Designs back east. They've done some really cool stuff for our website as well, and just giving it a fresh new look.
Okay.
That's awesome.
We're pretty excited. It's just still just the three of us. We're part-time. But we're out there enjoying it. And if you see us at events, come say hi. We love to talk recovery too. If you see me at Expo, honestly, you'd be doing me a favor to tell me some recovery story, because chances are I've already been, on my feet for 8 hours, saying the same thing over and over again. Yeah. I love just talking recovery with people, because there's always new experiences out there, always some things to learn.
Yeah.
New situations.
100%. I am not going to put myself out there as like been there, done that, know it all. Heck no.
Always something new to
always
figure
new.
out, yeah.
I've never recovered a Mini Cooper.
No, you
Not
might
yet.
have
I'm just
to.
saying. I've also never seen one jump. So
Well, I will say, Opt Off-Road has recovered a Mini Cooper.
all right.
Yeah.
So
recovered me from the dry leg bed.
there you go. So there's always it's always fun, and I just love having that peace of mind of having all the tools with me. So honestly, like, there are not a lot of, and I've had people like, oh man, sorry, I don't have any recovery gear. I'm like, I got you. Like, I carry way too much on my rig.
So like you're saying, like kind of like how we're saying, you gotta have the medic. So definitely invite Sam with you, so you have all the recovery gear. You don't need to buy anything; just invite Sam with you.
Wait a second.
Pretty much.
So are you saying we can book you on your website instead of buying something? Is that what it is?
I mean, I got to say, I would love to have the resources, really the time to have some kind of Facebook page where it's like, hey, if you get stuck in Anza-Borrego, I'll come get you. But
well, didn't they have like a SoCal recovery?
There is, yeah.
groups.
I feel like they're more
Score or something like that.
Yeah, they're further north though. I feel like they don't really touch on San Diego County much.
Okay.
And for as much traffic as Anza-Borrego gets,
There's so many people out
I only know of one guy out there that has a deuce and a half that goes out and he does tours, but he'll also go recover you out there.
Okay.
But it's the reality is it's almost 2 hours from my house to get out there. So even if somebody said, hey, I'm stuck, I'd be like, sit tight. I hope you have enough water.
Yeah. Especially during the summer.
Yeah. So, but thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. And we need to go wheeling.
Yeah,
Yes, we
definitely.
do.
We need to
That's
come
a
down to
must.
San Diego more and have a show us around there. Are you going to be at Riggs and Brews on the 23rd?
Riggs and Brews on the 23rd. I'm trying to think. Me personally, I don't know.
Deadman will be out there.
Deadman will definitely be there.
Yeah.
They put on a good event. Michelle knows what she's doing. That woman is
always a blast.
Yeah, the team, the Michelle, Coy, John, Jessica team, they put on good events, and I wouldn't miss one of those. Honestly, they've done such a good job with that.
It's my favorite.
It really is.
Always
really
look forward to it every year.
Yeah. I got to admit, I was super, I love when they're hosted at Duckfoot, but pure project for me is down the street from where I live.
Oh, it's right.
And
And Jesse, I met him too. He's
Jesse
awesome.
Pine,
man.
yeah. That's an awesome.
He's in Tulum right now. That dude just travels everywhere. He was snowboarding last week, and now he's in Tulum.
We secretly hate Jesse. He's a cool guy, but we secretly, yeah. Seriously.
He's actually going to be coming on the podcast too.
Seriously?
Yeah, we talked to him. We're working on him. Yeah.
You guys know what you're doing.
I'm trying to get this guy because he's got so many stories. Oh, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He wheels too, man. He's got a taco, and we went on a trail cleanup with wait, what did I say?
No, I'm just thinking of stories. Yeah,
I'll tell you mine after yours.
Yeah, but he's got a Tacoma, and he came on a Tread Lightly trail cleanup with Ali and Frank, actually, Rig for Dirt. They put one on up in Big Bear. Gosh, it's been 8 or 9 months, but that was pretty cool. And we went on some trails that I'd never been on up in Big Bear. There's
so many trails.
I tell you what, yeah, it's
so
always
many closed down.
I'm trying to think of the name of the grade we went up. It was pretty extreme. Like, it was not easy, and it was right up in between the 38, the one that goes through.
I know what you're talking
Whispering.
about.
Is it Whispering Pines?
I don't know.
Where the Boy Scout camp is, 38.
Yeah.
Where American Adventurist has their thing every year. But it was
I know what you're talking about.
It's
I can't
between the
remember
two main roads that go up, the one to Running Springs and the one that goes through the other towns,
like the one
over Onyx Summit.
Yeah.
There's a trail that goes straight up the face of that mountain. It is no joke.
Is it, I was thinking like Tip Top Mountain, not that one.
I don't know, man. It's got some name, but it's
So many trails.
Yeah, it's bugging me now. It's bugging me. But the switchbacks, I'm glad we didn't come down it. So I know you have Adventure Power Solutions sticker right here.
Yeah,
Tony.
Tony, he had told me a story about going down that thing and how it was pucker time for him. And then I guess he brought a buddy with him that was fairly new. And it was just so insanely steep. Like you're going around each switchback going like, where is this headed?
Yeah, and
Wow.
Yeah. But we went up it with this Tread Lightly cleanup and that was a good time. And Jesse was there with
his manual Gen 2 Tacoma.
Dude, no joke. It's awesome. And it was a pretty rad campsite up top. And that guy never has a shortage of beer.
No.
So
I mean, we kept wandering over to his
road-
campsite. I was like, hey, do you mind if...
Dude.
I mean, everybody, we ended up moving his cooler kind of centrally into the camp because we were all just kind of...
Well, he supplied the beer for Rig Fest.
Yeah.
A couple weekends
The
ago.
Rove beer, the
Rove.
adventure beer, man.
Adventure
That's
beer.
such a good beer.
Yeah,
It is.
well, we got the
And
sticker
it's
right there.
overlanding specific. Come on.
Yeah.
Come
It
on.
is.
That's a special recipe
Yeah, man.
just for camping
Yeah.
with trucks.
So the reason why I was
Very
laughing
nicely.
because you said, "Oh yeah, Jesse wheels that thing." I'm like, "Oh, I know," because that's how I met him. We were at summer camp once again, and we were doing the night run. And we were all in Jeeps on like 40s and stuff like that. We were just crawling up stuff. It was almost like a joke for a lot of the Jeeps, right? And he's over here, and his Tacoma's super capable. But we all got out because there was this really gnarly obstacle up these double rock things. And here he comes, and he's just like, wah, 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 like trying to get up
Bouncing
these
off the
things.
rev limiter.
Well, no, because he didn't make it up the first time because it was slippery and whatever. But he just made it on up. And he gets out of his truck. I was like, damn, man, that was awesome. I got to buy you a beer. And he looks at me like, do you know
Like,
who
bro.
I am?
All the beer here is because of me.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was just like, man, I owe this guy a beer. That was awesome
rad.
to watch, And I think he just appreciated the gesture more than anything. It was just kind of funny. And so we ended up talking from there. So
That's so cool. Yeah.
he's
dude.
a cool dude. I really like that guy.
Seriously. And yeah, man. So I think we got to go wheel. We got to
Yes,
go. I'm
it's a
thinking
must.
Valley of the Moon. If you guys haven't been, I think that's pretty unique.
Yeah, that'd be a fun
That's
one.
definitely a San Diego thing. And you're right up on the border. And it's challenging. It is not easy. It's not just fire roads.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no. I saw a video from Herb's adventure at Valley of the Moon, and you're doing some rock crawling.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting because you're never alone. I'm told you are on camera a lot of the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Their
You're
eyes
right
in the
there.
sky.
Border Patrol.
Yeah, it's safe down there. I've heard people like talk about how sketchy it is. I'm like, no way, dude. Like, we're safe here. And there's a ton of people back there. You do all that work to get back to the campsites, and there's another 50 people back there with you, and it's very cool. You're surrounded by huge boulders, huge.
I heard the border wall, like you drive along it.
You
for a
can
portion of it.
You can. Yeah, I didn't know that there's a sign that says you shouldn't because it's facing the other way. So if you approach it from the west,
Depending on what direction you're going.
yes.
Nice.
So we used to just go take the kind of the obligatory, like, we're here, here's the border wall, take the shot. And it's crazy because the fence
I've seen so many videos of people doing that road.
Yeah, it's a great road. I didn't realize there's a reason why it's so amazing, that sand, because they comb it.
Yeah.
Oh, they keep it nice and
See the footprints, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
they literally, you'll see an F-150 out there pulling behind it. It just
little
looks like they
grate.
do
Chains.
Yeah.
to like the Little League infield, you
Yeah,
know?
Yeah,
Chains.
yeah.
Same thing.
Little
But
madam.
so yeah, we'd go down there. We'd be like, yeah, we're like hitting 60 along the wall, and it's like, well,
They're like, God,
you're not supposed. Yes, exactly.
I just
Yes.
mowed the lawn.
Yeah, it's
Damn kids.
it's nuts down there, and the guys have the CBP agents that are working down there are good guys and have some really cool stories of what it's like down there, and it's very eye opening, and you got to do it.
Yeah, we got to
let's
plan
do
one
it.
down there.
Yeah,
before it gets too
it's
hot.
just a good.
Yeah.
You can go up to Elliott Mine, and it's a good overnighter. I mean, there's not too much down there, but you could combine that with getting down around Superstition Mountain, or you could just cut the corner of the southwest part of Anza-Borrego. A lot of people don't ever go down there. I'm not talking about necessarily Goat Trestle, but the southwest corner of the park. There are some trails down there that are worth hitting.
Okay, yeah. I don't think I've really. I don't know if I've ever explored down that far. I know I've used to. I don't know the areas when I would go down that way, but
So I'm talking like bottom of Interstate 8, bottom
Yeah.
of the mountain, and then you go
where there's
north
that, like that
through
stone
Ocotillo.
tower and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The Incopa, I think, tower, the Desert View Tower.
yeah.
If you go north out of Ocotillo on S22, I'm talking about the stuff that's west of the road. I think a lot of people
Okay.
don't realize that's still part of the park, and there's some good trails down there. There's some great obstacles, and they don't get very much traffic. It's
Oh, that'd be nice.
because everybody's in Fish Creek.
Yeah.
Yep.
with the tour buses.
Yeah. It's nice to get away
We
from.
like it, but still.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. I was just, like I said, I was
It's a
there
place
about a
you
week
go
ago,
when,
but they just graded it. So it's very,
really?
it's very rutted. Like it's like in the,
washboardy. Yeah.
so I'd say air down to 10 or lower because the ride quality is
Yeah, I won't go out there for a
tough.
little bit then.
It's very,
Yeah, I was out there for Kristen's birthday.
Okay.
That was a good time, and it was pretty rough because a lot of the rain moves the boulders. Even it's crazy,
dude,
out
and it's
there.
deeper. Have you noticed that? That the
changes.
walls in a couple places
Yeah.
are higher than they used to be because there have been some serious
Big
water through
floods.
there.
Yeah.
There's been some gnarly stuff happen. So
Yeah, it's always a fun place. If people have never been, it's all all right. I guess I'll take you through there, and you always have to go through Fish Creek. It's just
You have to go to the mud caves. You have to go to the wind caves.
you know, my favorite part about all that is that road that's super rough going out there before you hit the dirt. I'm doing like 90. Don't tell the cops. I'm doing 90 minimum, dude.
So we hit that in. So Bryant, the creator of the Deadman, the Earth Anchor, he and his family and me and my family, we went out there. I want to say it was like October, and it was in the evening, so the sun had gone down. Still light out. There were tarantulas every 50 meters. There were
Big out
tarantulas
there.
crossing the road.
Oh man,
It was awesome. We stopped, and his wife is his kids had done some homeschooling. His wife is a teacher, I guess, on some level, and she was not even slightly afraid of him. She was trying to pick him up, literally.
yeah.
Oh,
like just a random tarantula on the side of the road.
Redhead Jess would do the
Redhead
same
Jess
thing.
loves
Yes,
that shit, dude.
That's different. That's like
Yeah,
they're cute, but let's keep them in the state park. Like, don't bring them home and put them in a little glass
I
case.
found a new friend.
Give him a name. No.
Fast.
This is Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy the tarantula. I'm probably doing a terrible impression of her voice. I have no idea.
Yeah,
That's not at all what
Not
Tommy
at
the
all.
Tarantula sounds like.
No. I'm terrible.
Have you had her on the show?
No, she'd
not
be
yet,
great.
not
I'd
yet.
love to talk to her because honestly, we need more females that go out and do these adventures. And she's hunting.
Yeah.
She's doing a boat,
And she's working on her own truck.
No, yeah, she actually
she'll pull the
takes it
shocks
apart
off and go get them serviced and reinstall them herself. Like, she's fearless. It's
Yeah.
impressive to watch.
I was literally looking at her channel. I was like, God, I feel like such a bitch right now.
right.
I'm like, I am nothing.
I'm YouTube certified.
I'm YouTube certified.
There you go.
Oh man,
We brought it
All
full
right.
circle. You got to end there, man. You got to end there.
We did. All right, what's your plug, Jared?
Well, I don't know what you're gonna plug, so I don't want to step on your plug.
Go for the Rigs and Brews. I know you want it.
I already mentioned Rigs and Brews. But I'm gonna shout out a different one. If I can find it. So this weekend there's for locals in SoCal area, there is a 4x4s and coffee meetup on Saturday, March 25th from 8 to 1 p.m. at Plantology Cafe on Coast Highway Oceanside.
Right on.
Dude, that's okay. So my plug.
I know,
you
that's
what's
why I
gonna
didn't
be
wanna
my
step on your plug.
That only goes until I believe 11.
Yeah, one's 8 to 11, one's 8 to 1.
Yeah.
and then I'll just cruise
And they're going to
over.
cross over.
Yeah, they're both in the same area. So yours is at
Oh, mine's at the MagnaFlow headquarters. In is that Carlsbad or Oceanside?
Oceanside.
It is Oceanside.
It's Oceanside, yeah.
So I'll be doing that, and then if I'm already down there, might as well go over to that one.
Talk to, so Richard's the guy you want to talk to there, and they have actually, and believe it or
At
not,
MagnaFlow or at this?
at MagnaFlow,
Okay.
Richard, and they have a line of Overland specific exhaust.
Overland Exhaust System.
I
It's
know.
pretty
They have one
rad.
for my Colorado.
I
It's
know. I want
okay.
one. They were out at Rigfest also. Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
So I'm going to that.
That's
with
an
a Mini
awesome,
Cooper.
awesome facility. They had a little event there. I can't remember. Was that last fall? Were you guys there?
I wasn't there, but I heard about it.
Oh my God. I mean, it was kind of like Expo without 8 hours of driving each direction.
Yeah,
it was well attended, and the vendor presence there was impressive. There are a lot of vendors in within a few miles.
Yeah. Jesse, ARC Trooper,
It was
going to be
awesome.
there. With Rebel Offroad and stuff.
And
like
I'm going to be
that.
parked right next to her.
Yeah.
By the way, people haven't seen the Mini
Oh, yeah, you got
since I've done some stuff.
redone.
There you go.
Yeah, so come out and I'll have my two pups, my adventure pups.
Do you do a flex test with the Mini? In the
I could.
Yeah.
I could.
I think-
They're gonna have
think
their
that needs to
articulation
happen.
ramp
do
out
they
there.
have the ramp?
Yeah. They
They
might.
must.
We'll make
bring your
one.
own. Bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the curb.
Yeah. I would say it doesn't need that big of a
It's a
ramp.
mini flex test.
A Mini Flex.
I got a brick you can borrow.
Max tracks on like a wood block.
haters. Haters.
Freedom and wheat, boys. Like,
Yeah. Flexing on all these hoes.
And then I was just going to mention OVS, Overland Vehicle Systems, is having an event that same Saturday, this Saturday on the 25th at their facilities in Santa Fe Springs, California.
Yeah.
So everybody's doing an event this weekend, and I'm not going to any of them because I got to work on my truck.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. And you need to.
I know. I need to get it done so I can actually use it.
Time well spent.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. You can't go camping every weekend. You got to actually wrench on shit once in a while.
What is okay? Off-Road is not my plug because I plug them all the time, but they're great people. Go check them out. But they have their saying is wrench, wheel, repeat. Mm-hmm. And it's so true. So there you go.
Holy shit!
Are you dying over there, Jared?
Woo!
Is it time?
It's time. That whiskey went down rough.
Oh. Yeah. So my plug is the MagnaFlow event from 8 to 11
yes,
at
sir.
MagnaFlow headquarters. That's it. Yeah, buddy.
Awesome.
All right. Well, come on out and we'll be at the Rigs and Brews on April 23rd. And then we'll be at the Adventure Van Expo in San Juan Capistrano April 29th and 30th. We'll have a booth at either one, and we'll be selling products there.
Awesome.
And otherwise, come see us at Expo, too. That's
Hell yeah. I'll be there.
Expo in Flagstaff is going to be May 19, 20, and 21.
Correct.
Okay.
And then Bend is still to be determined for us. That's Expo Pacific Northwest. That is a beautiful venue if you haven't been.
I'm going this year.
Okay. Imagine it's Flagstaff, but you're on grass instead of gravel. And there are snow-capped peaks all around you. It is beautiful. I mean, it's not in Bend itself. It's in Redmond, Oregon, but it is a gorgeous area. And just throwing this out there, I don't know why the promoter missed this, but no sales tax in Oregon, folks.
Ooh. Dude,
that's the expo. That is the expo to make your big purchase. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. Get that whole kit that you're talking about in Oregon.
4-wheel camper, go to Oregon to buy it.
Yeah, shit. I fucked that one up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be rad.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well,
awesome.
cool.
Once again, Sam, thanks for coming up. We appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll hang out more, hopefully at camp, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us for another episode. And we will
catch you on the next one.
Yeah.